guys, welcome back to the Imaxit football channel. I'm your host JD. If you're new, please do smash that like button, share, and definitely subscribe. If you are a big fan of the channel, keep on doing that great work. All right, so today we are going to be talking about some schoolboy football yet again. We have to add some corrections to it because we have gotten some information that need to be corrected because a couple days ago we have announced that the brackets were different, so we have to detail that just to make sure you guys know who will be facing who. All right, and then we will give you some games and the actual dates for those games to come. All right, and then we will make some predictions along the way. Hopefully you guys are doing pretty much well. Obviously we know that we have a banging World Cup and stuff, and it's definitely going well, guys. I can't complain. The World Cup is definitely good, guys. Definitely good. All right, definitely good at the World Cup. All right, let me know how you are. How it's going for you. If you saw it as a good start to the World Cup, or you believe that it has been hampered due to the fact that you would say that it's Qatar, and Qatar really not doing well in terms of human deal with persons there well, like in order to get the World Cup started. Let me know, guys. But based on what I saw, it was a beautiful site. The games were very good, to be honest. Yes, man, I really liked the games. All right, yes. So, anyways, as you can see for the title, Jamaica College will be facing Mona. That's in the Manning Cup first. But we have also the Champions Cup to talk about, and also the Dacosta Cup to talk about as well, because obviously it's either Issa taking a while to bring out the schedule and then people automatically made it for them, or they're putting out wrong things and altering them. I want to say it might be just the people making their own schedule, because the post that I got stating that you would have had CC going up against Stats, but that is completely different. All right. Stats will be going up against JC, as you can see here. Stats will going up against JC in the Champions Cup. All right, instead of CC. So that is a correction that we have to talk about. All right, guys, that is a correction that we have to talk about. So CC will be going up against um, KC instead of Stats. Very, very, very big difference. All right. It's a big difference, so we must talk about it. What I'm going to do, after I'm done with all of these organization, maybe like half an hour in, I will take other personals coming on the Discord or something. But what you have to do is just smash the like button, share, and definitely subscribe, and let me have a great one. And hopefully you guys are well. All right, so we saw that Chevon said he's first. No problem, thanks for being here. And all right. Okay, no problem. Bless up, bless up. That was a good example of our coach. Wales were totally out of it in the first half. Okay, but definitely I am talking about Manning Cup. So I'm not going to discuss any World Cup. I will just deal with the Manning Cup, and then the World Cup will be for different channel, you know. Maisdin, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. And then we have Mr. Demo checking in. Massive respect, Demo. All right, so as we saw here, let me bring it up a little bit bigger. As we saw here, let me put this one right here so we can flick over from screen to screen. Yes. So as we saw here, guys, how much of a difference this made for you? Let me know in the comment section, guys. How much of a difference this made for you? Stats versus JC. How much of a big difference this made for you, or you think it doesn't make much of a difference? For me, it made a big difference because some teams need more games to get better. You understand me? Yes, CC is already at their peak. That is true, but stats need a more games, in my estimation, to do better. In my estimation, to do better. You understand me? So I think this will definitely help stats, because I do believe that CC might be a little bit peaked for stats at this point. Yes, we have to be honest to ourselves. Yes, but obviously, stats is a team that don't fear anyone. You understand me? That's my team, so they don't fear anyone. But I'm just saying, that's a next extra day for them to avoid facing that team. I think everyone will try their best to avoid CC for now, and face them in the finals. That anything goes from that point. You understand me? and the fact that they got a chance to avoid them for this time and go up against JC, I want to think that they would be perfectly all right with that one. What say you guys in the comment section? Stats over case JC, how you look at it? Let me know, guys. I think it's this JC team, people slept on them. I told you that they're a quality team and might just be the best team in the Manning Cup, all right? But KC is not far behind. That is true. But I just believe that you have more individuals that are much more peak than in the KC team, and it looks like they are here to win it. I think the KC team, um, a lot of new bodies came in and they're doing well because they're naturally talented. You understand me? I think that JC tried to design themselves to participate in this competition. You understand me? So they looked a little bit more in at the peaking of their development. That's what I think about this JC team, I should say, and that's why I kept telling you guys, stop sleeping on JC. They will be a problem team, and they're just proving it to do so. All right. Tomorrow game, this JD, I will tell you the games them for tomorrow. Don't worry yourself. This is going to be on the 26th. So this is for weekend. As you can see, this is for weekend. Let me get it. November the 26th, and it's 4 p.m. Jamaica time. This is the first game. St. Andrew Technical versus JC. What say you guys? Let me know. What say you guys in this one? St. Andrew Technical versus JC. Oh, you look at it. Let me know. Want to hear your comments, guys? Let me know. Blessings, Dr. Dan. Hope all is well with you. JD, Issa wrong. When the Champions Cup draw did Aguan, you could clearly see how the brackets them stay. That's what I thought. And if that's the situation, then now we have to have a conversation. So what I would love, even though I'm gonna reason out the rest of the brackets, what I would love for persons to come in the discard. Let would be respectful. Let me just address one points at a time. All right. I would, if Issa is wrong, we need to address that. You get me? Because that is a slackness if that's how they are going to go. All right. So I want to hear from you guys. So all you need to do is click the discard in the description, come in and let me talk about it. We are going to be doing a good 2 hours here. So we will be here with you guys so we can reason it out. So I want to hear people's points on it. And before you go anywhere, guys, make sure to smash the like button. Let me run up to 100 now, guys. Why we have to always ask for the likes? I don't really like that, to stop every minute when we are trying to do something. We are trying to have a conversation and something that you need. So if you need it, the first thing to do is make sure as much people can come in so you can hear the conversation. If you don't hit the like button, or don't share it, most people not going to get the information. So you need as much people to be here so you get the likes up as fast as possible so we can have that conversation. All right, so 1 second. I'm coming. I'm just trying to share it so others can come in. All right, so let me 1 second, guys. I'm just trying to share it so the others can get that I'm live. Okay, it actually shared. All right. So SRL says it's Issa wrong. I'm gonna go back on the clip myself, and then I can come and say yes. It was not anyone else made a mistake. It was actually Issa made a mistake. Chris Smith, bless up, bless up. Thanks for being here, big boss. Fortis all the way, irrespective of the opponent. Okay, all right. Wow, that's no, but SRL, come on. We want to. That's what I want to hear from you guys, so I can know exactly what you're thinking. You get me? Because you're saying that Fort is all the way. So I've never even moved to the KC side. And just the JC side I'm looking at, because the last time Stats played JC, it was never a walkover. Stats could have easily well scored 3-4 on JC. Yeah, before JC even created a flat out chance. You understand me? So that's something for you to look at as well. You can't just say KC. Let me jump on the JC part and give me some comments on it. So what say you on the JC side? What say you on the JC side? Let me look at it. JC versus Stats. What say you on that one? Let me know. And then we're going to get back to something else that I wanted to talk to you guys about as well. Issa remade the bracket to help JC. All right. Because if you show it one way, and then you return back to say something different, that clearly people will have to start asking questions. And oh, can we take it serious then? Because remember the other day we were talking about St. John's Technical Manchester never got any live game. You understand me? They never got any live game. So no, I have to ask the necessary questions. Is it that they're just trying to pretty much scam the tournament or something? Like it fits only who they want it to fit? So is it that they're trying to scam the tournament? Let me know. All right. That's definitely sad if that's the key situation. Let me open this discard. All right. All right. So I see Rage done already here. Thanks, Rage done for being here. Hope you have some thoughts on it. Yes, nothing wrong with the setup for me, because someone have to win. So either way, they put it a team still have to play in order to win. But Eric, if you had told a team that, listen to me, I am going to go with you playing such and such, you're going to strategize towards playing such and such. And that's where the problem lies. Because look, you have two competition coming up. You're going to say, all right, then I'm going to rest those players for that. Or I'm going to play those players for that because maybe my secondary competition was not as strong, You get me? You have to look at it. People will give and take. Because what if look, CC, for instance, CC thought that, okay, we're going to face stats in the next round. Right. We're going to face stats in the next round. And then now it turns out they're going to be facing KC. I'm going to show you something. CC has to play Mannings on the 23rd. The 23rd, CC has to play Mannings. So what that shows you, they don't get much rest time between big games because they left to play Mona, then come to play Mannings, then have to play KC. You understand me? So, and remember, their coach always talk about the development, the rest time in between, and the training time in between. So now they're just getting limited rest time when they could have rested some of their players for maybe the Mona game from early when they are 2-0 up. You understand me? So you cannot come and say that is it. Oh, it's okay, they have to face everyone. No, it's not okay. If you look at it from a strategic standpoint, and knockout stages are strategic, and football overall is strategic. So you have to look at it from that standpoint, or else you're in problem. Let me know if it's foolishness I'm talking about when it comes on to that, because that is valid. You want to know who you... One moment, someone in chat, Jason, can you join the chat for me 1 second?
Yeah, Jay.
Yeah, what say you? Can you respond to that
Yeah,
comment? Because some...
it's
1
not
second.
range, it's Rango. It's Shavan, okay?
Okay,
It's
okay.
Rango.
Just
Not range.
say peace. Let me go
Do
and
not
answer this door, yeah? Because someone came at my door. Yeah?
Oh, all
Just
right.
finish up, man.
I think it is unfair. If the bracket was already set out a particular way for there to be changes last minute. Some persons might say it might be to suit a particular institution. So in that way, I think it is unfair, to be honest. We're not sure what happened, but for right now, it does look a bit suspicious. Um, but um, and the information, JD, is it an official information? I just wanted to verify if it was an official information or it was someone that just made the graphic. Because I don't think Issa would have made such a big error in that particular sense. Oh, Judy isn't here. So yeah, as I was saying, yeah, I'd I'd want JD to really just do some checks to just verify that that is the case. Um, SRL. I know that's what persons would say. They want to see a JC final, but that would be more watering, especially see that it's probably going to be played in town.
Mm-hmm.
But CC have shown to have their fans. So if regardless of who make the final, if CC not the finals, we know CC have to have them crowd as well. So
Yeah, but
I don't think it's gonna be.
what we are talking about the timing. Look. For instance, a team plays 3 matches, right? What if they could have
All right,
saved one set of players for that specific game because they are strategized. You heard them talk about, okay, this team is tight. We're taking our rest over there, dropping out some players. You saw that Casey dropped some players and started other players for rotation. So that simple
all right,
means.
JD. From I was going to school, coaches have always been complaining about that. The timing of the games. It's just like how the professionals them are complaining now to the Premier League and all those pertaining to the amount of games at the time.
Mhm.
High school coaches have been complaining about that for the longest while. So nothing has been said no. So realistically, me just kind of get that out of my head.
Yeah, but I think you're
But
arguing a different point, bro.
no,
I'm
you're saying pertaining to the
no,
timing of the game.
Shavan, you don't. You look like you missed the complete conversation. The conversation is this was never the teams that should be playing each other.
Yeah,
So,
I know. I
so,
addressed that.
so
I
go
addressed that
back.
already when you weren't here.
Okay. So, thus I'm asking if it makes sense what I'm saying because I think that it's so.
No, I said it. I said it doesn't make sense. Because some persons, other than just the timing,
Mhm.
and like teams may be saving a particular player, some persons might see it as a bit suspect. To say that hey, it's a bit rigged. They want to see a particular team.
No, but that could be true as well too. It could you leave it up to speculation if you cannot because the problem is people saw it on the TV, so that simply means they know who would have faced who, and that's the same.
No, but no, but even after the games on Saturday, the commentators did say it.
Did
They
say
did
what?
say that JC would be facing. Did say that
Facing
JC will be
stats.
playing KC and
Oh,
CC will be playing. They
okay.
said
So
it. They
this
said it after
okay.
the game.
Okay, so that no sound rigged now when you come out and I tell we say stats will be facing JC and KC will be facing CC. You never heard that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
JD,
so
that's what I said. This is something that you have. I'd recommend you try to get an official something because I've seen a lot of persons, YouTubers,
mhm.
saying wrong game matchups.
Yeah, but
So persons can make
it is this way, man. It came out on the official site, so it is this way. It is legit, man. It is legit, according to what Shakpo sent to me, and it was from the ISA site. Shakpo sent. So one Shakpo sent with this
well,
the stamp on it. I have to work with what's there. 1 second. Let me just go
well,
through
it's
this.
a,
Let me just go through this
all
to
right.
hear what others have to say. And guys, you can join the Discord and join the conversation. All right. And as you come in, we have 60 people now. Come on, man. That's the like button, guys. We don't have to always tell you that, man. Come on, man. We have a conversation towards reaching a solution towards something. My goodness, man. Stats are gonna beat JC in a Champions Cup. Oh, all right. What's the score? There is no score as yet. We are discussing some matters because the games will be played soon. Can't wait to see CC mash up KC. All right, damn. Stats will be hard to beat. Yes, 100%. 2-1 stats. It's some remade brackets to help JC going. Okay, Jason, if you say a statement like that, Jason, you have to come in the chat and reason it out. All right, because we don't want to leave any statement without like you have to give your reason why you say that. OFC, oh, to Messi it, you see, because CC and KC have a lot of following, them know the stadium are go full. So maybe that is an approach. Okay. Yeah, I understand. Okay, no problem. They don't want to see KC and JC semi-final. Okay, are they okay? Fortis Pharma Money. They are the defending champions. However, I think the games are too much of a back-to-back. I think they need to get adequate rest time. No, the game is at the 26th, But remember, player, look, JC will be playing tomorrow. JC will be playing stats tomorrow. We are going to talk about that as well. So JC get ample rest time to face CC because CC will be playing on the 23rd. and then had to come back to play JC on the 26th, KC on the 26th, sorry, KC on the 26th. So that's how we want to make sure we make everything clear. We want to make sure you understand everything. So this game is for the 26th. Tomorrow, the 22nd, KC will be playing. Then CC has to play the 23rd, then have to go and play KC again on the 26th. So if the guys them thought they were going to play an easier match, what would that they would have perceived, because everyone thinks that KC is better than Stats, which I don't fully believe it, but obviously they have special talents and their team that most people would say they are the best. I understand. So that's what I'm trying to say to Chevron, that people have to strategize. People has to strategize in knockouts and tournaments and even in leagues, because you want to know that, all right, I can rest this man for this game. I can afford to rest this man for this game because we're leading Mona 2-0 at the time. That's what I was trying to say. So now you took away those guys' belief, rights, their rights towards resting player on that day. So you cannot be making tournaments as it goes. If you have a draw, the draw should remain as the draw. You understand me? That's what I was trying to say, Shavan. But I clearly understand the fight about JC and stuff, because it's gonna come out bad on JC. I understand that, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, because Jason already bashed my school, so they will make it easier for my school already.
Yeah,
But not
but
even know if
it would have come off that way. It would have come off that way,
no,
Shavan.
but based off previous games, the last game JC had it lucky because stats played better than them. So for somebody to say that they want an easy game for JC, that doesn't say that it's an easy game for JC because
Which
stats
one
outplayed JC.
out of KC or Stats? Which one you would want? Which one you would more fear going into the game, knowing that you
Me?
just defeated Mannings 4-0? Let me hear what you have to say.
Honestly, I would say stats.
Okay, no, that's just bias.
Out of all the teams,
Flat out, that's just bias. You just said that.
no, no, but if all right, out of all the teams that are in the Manning Cup semi-final that I can play, potentially play, I would want to play stats.
You want to play. You wouldn't want to play Stats, or you would want to play Stats. You would want
Would
to play.
want to play
Okay,
stats.
so now that the
Yeah,
people, then that the people must say. No, that the people must try to tell
yeah,
you.
I know, That's why I say that everybody's going to say, but I'm saying that we can't say that because what reason, the point I'm trying to make is JD, for persons to just get up and say they want to do it for JC, we have to remember that despite persons might say that the easiest team left is stats, the so-called easiest team gave JC a warm time. So for persons to get up and say that, hey, the easier team, JC get the easier team, they can't really say that.
No, we know.
I mean, yeah,
No, but
we
Chevron,
did defeat them.
Chevron, we want to bring JC in the conversation. I want to get the comments. Um, so what you leave people to say when you made a draw and said, these are the people and this is the bracket, and the bracket should be facing the next person, because you literally draw them and show who will be facing who. So what
Yeah.
you will leave people to say now? People not have to speculate now, because
No, I know. No, the reason why I was saying that, is because of Jason. Because Jason literally get up and call my school name out of him out. For what reason, I don't know why. I know what kind of beef him up with JC, but whatever. That's all. That's JC media answer. But I'm saying it is rigged. If that is the situation, because I heard the commentator say that, hey, JC will be playing KC in the semi-final. So I was looking forward to JC versus KC in the semi-final. So when I heard you just say no, it kind of ran through my mind like, hey, why them do this? If it's a thing where them don't want JC and KC for facing at the semi-final, that's where I would say no. That's what I would say. Them don't want them. I prefer JC and KC playing our final. So I don't know why JC say blah blah blah, and it is no guarantee that KC will play C, and there's no guarantee that JC will beat Stats either.
But nobody says that's why people look, brother, at 5 minutes I think you understand what people are actually saying. No? Nobody never say KC are gonna be CC. So that's what the man must say, make it easier for
No,
JC. You know, get it. You know, get it. That's what the man say it.
JD, that's not what I am saying. I heard what everybody's saying that they would pre Issa wants a JC and KC final.
No, Issa want a JC to be in the finals. That's what people are trying to say. Because them get the best,
No,
them get
you
the
read the
preference.
comment.
Oh,
Read the
people, people,
comment.
people,
Them want
people, only
JC
people,
and KC in a final.
people when explain to him what not tries to tell him because that me think you
I'm
missed
gonna
what
read the comment
me think
then.
you missed what the man might try to say. The man might try to say JC get preferential treatments to be in the finals. Nobody no thinks a KC are gonna just walk over and beat CC. A CC would be the preference to beat KC. That's what the man might try to say. So they make it harder for KC reach the finals and it make it easier for JC when they go to the finals. That's what they might try to tell you. But you keep on a spin it. You get me?
All right. Open at the comments. I saw where persons were saying that Issa wanted a JC KC final.
See
Remember,
that?
I know.
Look at the people I tell you. It may tell you, say, are you not here? See, advocates say Issa want JC to be in the final, not actual KC, because KC and CC anybody can beat each other. You them a think say you are have the big advantage over stats, as in like you are going over favorites. KC now going as CC as favorites. Everyone would say a CC would actually be the favorites. If not, worst case it's 50-50. So I think you spend 10 minutes, Siobhan, and you understand what the people must say. That the people must try to tell you. Say,
All right. All right, JD. You see, because I'm not really reading the last thing I saw in the chat was when SRL said it. Because remember, I use the Discord from my phone, and this I'm not really in the chat itself. So that's the last message that I saw. Issa want to see a KC versus JC final.
okay.
But if people believe that Issa want JC to reach in the final, they don't care about who they face. Well, then fine. That's who they believe. But can't really say nothing pertaining to that. But it is rigged. It is a bit. If they did make a draw and they changed the whole structure of the draw after the first games were played, then it is a bit
Big boss,
suspect.
and if them make a draw, the draw is literally on YouTube. So you know if it's a if, because
Yes.
that means you
Yes.
speculate. It's not a if.
Jesus.
It's on the you have to be careful of the words that
Here.
you're using. You talk to me.
Hold on. Shavan, JD, let me just explain something to Shavan real fast. Shavan, when we watched live the Champions Cup draw, they had a graphic behind the presentation. On that graphic, it was clear that the winner of the CC match and the winner of the Stats Manchester match would play in the semi-finals, and the winner of the KC and JC matches would play each other. So there's no speculation about if it was changed or if it was official or if it was anything. If they never wanted to be what they turned it into, they should have never put that graphic on the screen so that I could have seen it and said, okay, we can analyze and see how it's going to go. So the point that JD is making is completely valid in terms of when teams go into a game, they might say, okay, this might be the game where I want to rotate. And now that this fixture has been changed, maybe the coach's plans all get changed. You understand? So that is the real issue. Not the fact that they play every 3 days, because that's a part of life. That's how football is these days, right? But if you're going to tell a team that they're going to play a certain team and then just up and change it because what? There's no valid reason they could give me to change it once they already put it out. There's no valid reason at all. None that would make any sense to any sane person. So the fact that them change it, I don't know who get the better of it or who get what. That is a debate. But the fact that it changed is something that we should never have to talk about. That is point blank simple.
Yes, that's it.
Hold
on, Shavan. Let me go to the chat because remember we have people here, so we have to make a point and then we'll stop and we'll go through it. All right, because we want to make sure the fans them get them time with them come here for that them and watch the video them. JD, you need an official from Issa to clarify that. If you can tell one of them to get in touch to me, I can put them on the program and we can talk about it. I'm glad KC did rest some of their starters. That's see where I'm coming from now. So KC would be rested for the next game. And then that might can help them even in the CC game as well. While CC might never knew about it, and then they never get to rest their players. So that's what I'm talking about. It just cause a unnecessary problem. Yes, brother Issa, corrupt the thing. All right. So Issa, please come out and explain what happened. Issa is clearly corruption because them a play too much match estates, which is the president's school, which makes no sense. Look how far that there and then place the okay, so the distance where state is a little bit far then. All right, no problem. Yes, you can find it on Issa Instagram. They posted it today, so Chevron can go there to confirm it. KC played Saturday and have Manning Cup semi tomorrow. The time between games make no sense. Plus, the random switching of games makes it seems fishy. Yes, I do agree. KC will play stats tomorrow. Yes, KC will be playing stats tomorrow, but CC will have to play Mannings the other day. So they have even less recovery time towards the KC game as well. So it messed up a lot of people rhythm and organization. An organization win tournaments and prepare people properly. You cannot want to go in battle and then you have less time. You need as much time as possible and much energy as possible to equip for the task. Only good thing for KC is that they address yes, yes, and they never knew. I don't because it just changed. It's an easy game because KC is clearly better than stats. Okay, I think it's still going to be a tough game. Yeah. Who that on the panel? Shefan is on the panel and Jason is on the panel. JD, I don't see none of them beating CC. Well, you never may know. A weakness CC because of tired, you never may know. KC might can just embarrass them. You never may know. We clearly say CC is the best team, but when a team is not fully fit and you can't recover from games, it can turn out bad. And then maybe KC should not have defeated CC, but automatically they have actually turned out and defeated CC because it's a weakened CC team or a much more jaded CC team. Just like what Chevron said in the second half, he never saw the same intensity from them. What if they were tired, Chevron? So we want to bring him back, Sharon. You see it? You said something, and now the same statement of the situation right now comes back around. So what if they were tired and now they have limited rest time with their maxed out players? What say you on that, Chevron? You see where I'm coming from, brother?
No, but all right, you guys are making it seem as if I am saying that it is fear. I am not saying, and I never said that the draw wasn't made. I said if it was a mistake, I apologize. What wrong wording? The draw was made, and it is unfair. I do say it. I did admit that it is unfair, and I'm not sure what happened behind closed door. Who get probably get a brown paper bag or what, but it is unfair. So I'm not disputing it. As I said, pertaining to the time between matches.
Mm-hmm.
It is some as I mentioned, JD, from I was playing schoolboy football. It is something that the coaches have always have had an issue with. It is something that all players. JC, I know JC has done something pertaining to that because they usually walk with a youth squad. So they kind of use that to try to help them. KC, they rested some of their top players for their last game, which can be an asset to them. So we're not sure. Maybe even KC didn't know about it already and never said nothing. So who knows? What a coincidence! KC rest them top players as well. So maybe it is something that the schools probably knew, but we on the outside never knew either. So we have to look into that as well in a JD because we haven't heard any
That's a good
coaches
point.
come out and said anything. We haven't heard any school officials come out and said anything either.
Yeah, but
Because
remember,
I'm
it's
pretty
today.
sure.
Remember, it's today. You never knew yesterday as
Yeah,
well.
but
So that's yeah.
the schools them would have been the first person to know
All
about
right.
it before
So
the media.
yeah. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to ask people that's coaches and hear what they have to say. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's
All right.
fair.
I'm
That's
going to
fair,
try and
man. But
ask coaches them to
I
find
don't
out.
want anybody to say that it is fear. It is not fear, and I agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe every school, if you're going to win, you need to win fair.
All right. 1 second,
Because
guys.
right, All right, go on.
1 second, guys. We have 120 people here. Please get the likes up to 100. 60 people can like reach 100, and we don't have to bother you again about the likes. We want to go through the comments. I want to focus on the conversation at hand, and you can get involved in the conversation. We just saw the winner commented in the chat. We had posted the person that won the first credit. I think it was 1200 flow credit. Yes, and it is posted in the community tab. The reason how to win it, as what we said, you have to predict all of the games them correct for that particular bracket. So now we have all of we have a pair of the Costa Cup games, and a pair of Manning Cup games, and a pair of um um Champions Cup games. You have to get all of those prediction right for the next one. So Friday will be the next draw for you to win. The way you can win this thing is very simple. In the description, you saw something called Instagram. You follow us on the Instagram. You subscribe here, and you just predict the games them right. The first person with all of the predictions for all of the games, you will get the credit once the draw date comes, which is when the final game finishes. All right, because you got his credit and we posted it, so you clearly saw that we are doing what we are doing. All right, yes. So let me just go through the comment section just to get it up there. Mrs. Stats, I'm going to let some people cry this year. Watch and see, and they would definitely deserve to be in the final for being so much semifinals. Yes, that is okay. JC reps rigged the Champions Cup draw. Okay, all right, damn. All right, wait.
You
Send
see,
me.
JC, you see where me I come from?
Yes, yes.
Everybody are gonna blame
But Siobhan,
JC now.
Siobhan,
That's why
Siobhan,
media
Siobhan,
said
Siobhan,
earlier.
Siobhan, 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 just hold on, Siobhan, hold on, brother. This make me go to the chat. RS, me go spend the whole day on YouTube. I'm really want done at the 2 hour mark. All right, wait. It's semifinals for Champions Cup play already? No, it hasn't played already. We are talking about it now. It will be played on the 26th, but we have games in between. But the switching, that's what we're having discussion about. We're going to be doing our voting, and Chevron just in I'm feelings. Me no know if I said Chevron are the president for JC. Me say me gonna try it, get it, we get the information, and the man still a fight. Foolishness is that doing, or anyone that does this every year. I think something like this happen. Whatever team draw, let it stay that way. All right. So all right, sit here, Bridging. None here knows why the changes were made, but we are intelligently speculating while acknowledging that we may be wrong. Suppose it's a plot against a country school in the final. Yes, that's why we're having the conversation, and we're having the conversation open. The problem is, when we're talking to Chevron want close the conversation. The man just upset because they must say it benefits JC, but it would have always looked like that. And Mr. Try Chevron in a YouTuber, but Chevron not really a YouTuber. You understand me? So you have to understand his take. A good guy, a good guy. So Alan, or Alian Blair, he's the one that won the credit. All right, so you can confirm that he got his credit and everything. So let me just keep it right there. For now, yes. So, anyways, we want to move on. All right. So we have our brothers them checking in. Data champion just checked in. Massive respect. All right. JC again. Shake my head. How much more them want after them buy up beer play? Oh God. So Trevor now gonna get upset again. Stets feel better than Chester and Mannings feel, and probably JC and Stats as well. All right. All right. Big up. Big up. Best documentary, and then our brother Dwayne Thomas, massive respect. Dwayne Thomas sent in his shirt that he purchased, and the man said the shirt nice. So at least people that's buying the shirt, we are getting recommendation that it's nice. So make sure you get it together. Where I predict JFS, all you need to do, all the games that we have, we put them in the title and the description. We try to make sure everything is detailed. So we are dealing with the Manning Cup games, which you will have Mona taking on JC. You have Kingston College taking on Stats. That's 2 games that will be played tomorrow. All right. Then you have the Dakar Cup game where you have Central will be taking on Manchester. Clarendon College will be taking on Mannings. So that's for the Dakasta. And then you have the Saturday game where you have JC will be taking on Stats and KC will be taking on CC. So it's 6 games in total. You have to just get correct. We're not going to tell you to predict the scores because 6 games correct on the score is totally hard to do. So just make sure you put your prediction for all 6 games, and you are the first one to do so. And you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you subscribe to the Instagram. That is in the pin in the description. It's very easy. Just subscribe to the 2 platforms and just make sure you put your right prediction, and you are the first one. And then you just save it, just take a picture, save it, and as soon as you win, you send it to the Instagram, and we validate it, and you get your money. No problem, you get your money because the guy, as him sent it, and I said we are gonna check. Once we checked and no one got the correct one, he was the first one. We sent his money to him. All right, so it's not a problem. We do pay it because it was a sponsor that gave us the money, so we have to give it away. You understand me? We don't want to hold on to it. After the match, there was an interview with KC captain and coach. Said they are looking for the JC matchup. So I think it was a random swap. All right, yeah, that is something, Shavan. When I heard other people spoke, they spoke as if like they never knew nothing about. They are going off the same thing, Shavan. So you cannot say they knew when they are telling you that they are preparing for JC. You understand me?
Yeah, me hear you still, but just not like how people just make it look like it's a JC thing. That's just my thing. Like, stop blaming my school. My school no do nothing other than be great. Just leave my school alone,
All right, all right,
please.
all right. My God, man, yeah, Sh- Shavan, you cannot. Why, Shavan? All right,
JD, JD, it looks like there's a commenter that might know something on the situation, asking to join. You
okay,
see, Doggy JA.
all right, Doggy. I can add you to the conversation. I will drop this one. I will drop the link to the Discord, and you can come in. All right. Yes. Let me drop the Discord link for you, Doggy, and anybody else. They can come in the conversation. All right. So it was wrong from day one. What someone can do is just check back the TV screen because that was the whole thing. You're saying in this age of social media where a post could be made on Saturday or Sunday, it was hard to let the public know. Zine, dead will laugh. This is a joke. Just be open. Look at money in politics. Okay, fair enough. Doggy, we have dropped the link. You once you click it, you will go straight exactly into the call. It's a Discord. Let me know if you want to come on, because the problem is a lot of people when they come on the StreamYard, they don't want to turn on their camera or anything, Yes. Switch which switching JD? Just forward. All right. The brackets were changed based on what we expected. We had already reported that KC will be taking on JC and Stats will be taking on CC. So we're already predicting finals and stuff. And now we have to come here, try to change up everything. I would have the bracket was incorrect in the first place. If you want to add me, all right, no problem, Doggy. Just join, Doggy. We are waiting on you to explain because the problem is in a Doggy. The problem is we were seeing it on the TV as well. So I don't know. Oh, you can explain that part. That's my problem. Casey probably rested players because the matchup were announced before and knew they had to play tomorrow. The school knew beforehand. The public is sometimes confused. But TikTok, the problem is TikTok. The problem is TikTok. We were watching a different. The problem is TikTok. You have Champions Cup coming. You have Costa Cup coming, and you have Manning Cup coming. We understood that KC knew that they were going to play Manning Cup tomorrow. That is true, and they have to play someone in the Champions Cup weekend. But the problem is you have to strategize because I know you will see TikTok. If you had Mona today, you had stats, you have stats um, Tuesday, and then you have CC Saturday. You're gonna say, all right, then I'm gonna go all out for Mona. Then I'm gonna try and see the situation against that. Then I have to rest a few players, and then CC. We have to get strong for CC. But the problem is you don't get strong for CC because this game you have already gone out and said I'm gonna go weaker. You understand? I'm gonna go stronger. Then I'm just trying to use an example. So the organization, what you normally should have to go forward, and the planning and oh you're going to rest the players and rotate the players might get a little bit skewed. But you have Dougie said he's going to come and explain. So we would love to hear Dougie. So Dougie, are you in here? All right. So all right. So Dougie joined. Dougie joined. Joined. Just join the schoolboy football. Let me type it. All right. So he's in. He's in. All right. Good day, Dougie. How are you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm good. You can hear me?
Yes, man. We can hear you well, man. And we would love to hear what you have to say on this topic. All right.
All right. What I'm saying is that the bracket was incorrect in the first place,
Mm-hmm.
right? Looking back at the first draw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Clarendon College was the first rural team that came out of the hat, all
Yes.
right? So they should be on one bracket, one side of the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Then Jamaica College was the first seeded urban team that came out of the hat. So they should be on the other side of the bracket,
Mm-hmm.
right? The way how Issa had structured the bracket initially, you can clearly see that that was wrong because they had the two seeded Dacosta Cup teams on one side of the bracket and the two seeded Banning Cup teams on the other side of the bracket. Now, the nature of the competition is controversies town. That is incorrect because it would have been the case. When I saw it initially, I thought it was a political move to
Mm-hmm.
have at least one Dacosta Cup team in the final and one urban team in the final. That's how I view it because I saw the bracket as being unfair. If it's a controversy town team, you should
Mm-hmm.
have at least one seeded country on one bracket along with a seeded town, right? So they
Mm-hmm.
should be on the same side of the bracket, and it's vice versa, right?
So
So as mentioned, when I first saw it,
mm-hmm.
I was taken aback by it
Okay, so
because
the first place you saw it was on the TV when the draw took place.
yes,
Oh,
correct.
so you're saying that the arrow up on the exactly on the TV from the first day.
The way how they had so once they had made that draw for the Manchester game, that's when the error took place because on the TV, the Manchester game went over the Clarendon College bracket, but it should have gone over the Jamaica College bracket.
Okay, okay, fair
That
enough.
Manchester
So
game.
so then they never had written statements to give to the teams and who they are going to be
You
playing
see
because they don't know,
that is the
They
thing
don't know,
with that's the thing with Issa now. Issa is not sure if it's good to say this online, but they haven't been run properly. They should have communicated these stuff, and in the first instance, though, that shouldn't have happened. Where the brackets, there is a misalignment of information that should never have happened in the first place, right? Because it's on TV, everyone is viewing the information, and someone at ISA should have seen that in the first place and know that it's incorrect. And information is vital. The public or Jamaicans still, right? They definitely need to be giving out the correct information because we are that type of society where if we see where something is unfair, we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna speak our minds on it, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first error that Issa had made. Now, if you notice though, right, you notice that the Manchester game and the JC game they played at the same venue,
Mm-hmm.
and the Clarendon College game and
The
the
stats game.
Kingston College game played
Oh
at
yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
venue,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That should have given an indication that they wanted persons to be able to be at that same venue and watch the game and look at their opponents for the next round. That's just my take on that situation. Right?
Okay.
That is the reason why they had them at the same venue.
Okay, because I've linked someone that is a coach. That coached. They seems they never knew, and the people on the TV and the youths them never knew, and the coach them never knew who they're going to play. So how impactful you thought that it is, because now remember things happen in games, and you have to you obviously I'm assuming that you know about football and stuff. So you now have a team now that is going to be tough in the week, because remember CC has to play Mannings and then have to come back and play KC. They were leading 2-0 before.
Uh-huh.
And you can clearly see that it took a lot out of them, because even the coach said it took out a lot out of them to evade the press of Mona. You don't think they would have strategized different if they had known that they have to play different teams, like a KC different from a Stats the next time if they do get through?
Um, the thing is, the information. If you what you're saying that
Mm-hmm.
the teams themselves did not know about
Yes, yes.
who they are.
Mm-hmm.
That I mean that just reflects poorly on Islam, right? But a manager, the thing is you can prepare for a team, but a manager or a coach always prepare for the next game that they have. They already know their next opponents, which is the Manning Cup fixtures and the Dakar Cup fixtures,
Mm-hmm.
right? This information has come to light to them at least a week before or several days before, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's Saturday is the Champions Cup fixture, right?
Yes.
So it's not as if they're preparing for the Champions Cup right now. They're preparing for their respective leagues, right? So they still
Yes.
have enough time to prepare, right? So I don't think that really matters. And if you're a team at this stage of the competition, right? It doesn't matter who you play, right? Because you're confident in your team that your team will make the final regardless of who the opponent is.
Yeah, I understand where you're
And as
coming.
mentioned
Mm-hmm.
again, they're not a coach is not concentrating on Champions Cup right now.
Okay, okay.
They're concentrating on their Manning Cup or their Da Costa Cup fixture.
Okay, but I've heard coaches talked, and they're saying that yes, trying to make sure they're in everything, so they have to strategize towards winning things. So when I'm listening to the interviews, they are completely different from what you're saying. Majority of the top teams, they are strategizing in order to get everything, so they want to balance their squad. I have heard directly from
So
inside KC, they are rotating their squad to get more leverage to go further. So that's the
I
opposite of what you're
mean,
saying. So that means they want what look at it, look at it. Remember, I'm glad that you brought up that point. Look at it. So if they weren't looking at stats coming up couple days later, why would they feel the need to rest players when they know that it's the next week they are going to play the Champions Cup? You get what I'm saying? All competition matters, you know?
no, the resting players came into play because they have a Manning Cup fixture to uphold on
Yes,
Tuesday.
yes, yes, yes. But I'm trying to say, I think you're missing what I'm saying. The point is, if you know what 3 steps ahead, because that's why you did a draw. You did a draw to make sure the team knows exactly what they're going to be doing, the brackets, how they're going to work it. Just like a Champions League, you know that okay, this and that, and then you will turn over to there. But you have Liverpool, you have Manchester City to face in between, so you're going to design your team for that run. You understand me? So all I'm trying to say, it would have been easier for a team to design. You can't tell me that teams just come out and say they're going to play everybody. I think the CC team tried to go structurally, because that's why they even spend the first 15 minutes try to decode teams and let them play to see what they have to offer on top of their research that they have done on the teams. I don't think they come out and play their game, because that would mean that you don't know nothing about your opponent and you just come out and play games. I want you to hear
Oh,
where I'm coming from,
what I'm saying is they will always prepare for the next game, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That resting of players that you're mentioning, right?
mm-hmm,
Casey rest their players
mm-hmm,
because they know they have a tough fixture against Stats, right?
mm-hmm.
So that is the reason why they rest their players. And of course, they would have seen it as if they would have probably gotten an upper hand because Stats would have traveled all the way to St. Elizabeth,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they have to travel back to Kingston. by resting their players, they can at least guarantee they have a upper hand going into that semi-finals, don't you think?
Yes,
But
yes, and I
the
agreed. I
KC
agreed.
resting players, but KC resting players has nothing to do with their fixture. Um, well, that they would have think they had against Jamaica College in the Champions Cup semi-final.
All right,
That has nothing to
that
do.
that's fair. Let me just ask the chat before we bring in the rest of the personnel team, guys. If you're a coach, are you not planning for two matches ahead instead of the next matches? Remember, you cannot get you can drop out of both, but you must be in both because you're progressed from one level, and more likely you thought that you had a better advantage to progress in the Champions Cup. Would you not strategize for three? All what the reason why I'm asking that, because what Dougie's saying, Dougie's trying to say that they are not strategizing for CC. But I just said naturally, just to strategize towards two steps ahead will automatically be CC because you want to win all competition. You get me? And it would have been good
And
if they knew. I'm just asking them, and I can bring the rest of the panel. You brought a good point, but I don't agree with the point. I think that because they when I'm listening to them, they seems that they are strategizing for all the matches. They want to know what they are doing and they planned it out. They sit down, reason with the guys, and tell them what is at hand, what they need to do. You get me? Even Mr. Butler, I heard talk the same way. Obviously, at time to time, he will come and say, "Oh, anybody will get we're gonna mash up." No, I don't think he naturally does that. He doesn't just go out there and don't know what he's doing. He knows what he wants to do from before, and that's how he organize your training. You understand me? So that's all I'm saying. So I know what you're saying here, Dougie, but all I'm saying that it's a broader base than what you're limiting it to the next game. Because you have to play the other game as well. If you never had the next game now, which is a secondary game, then I would say yes, you have to just play to your next game. But you know that you have to play the Champions Cup, so you're planning ahead of both of them. I'm sure that stats KC know that they're playing stats. They're going to play in a certain way to prepare for to work on things for CC as well too, whilst wanting to win that stats game as well. You get me? That's
all
all
right,
I'm saying.
JD.
Mm-hmm.
All right, JD.
Um,
I'm going back to what Dougie said.
Mm-hmm.
I, I remember the KC coach's interview after the game on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being honest,
Mm-hmm.
he honestly sounded as if he didn't care about the Champions Cup. If you heard the last statement when him asking him about preparing for the game, when him asking pertaining to the Champions Cup, he was like, "Yeah, me and interest is the Money Cup, Tuesday's game." Honestly, just going back after what Dougie said, because when he said it just now, it ran on my mind.
Okay, fair
Honestly,
enough.
ran on my
yeah,
mind.
and
I'm not
that
sure
is
if
exactly it
Fair enough.
because his mind wasn't on the Champions Cup job. They were asking him about the semi-finals, the potential matchup in the semi-finals, and he
yeah.
was more focused on the Manning Cup because the
And
Manning Cup
JD,
is the
another
next
thing
game.
as well, what we have to look into, because what Dougie said could be right. Both the 4 games were
Mm-hmm.
played at two different venues, right?
Mm-hmm.
Two were played at Sabina Park and two were played at States. The two winners of States, based on what it is now, the two winners from States would be playing each other, and the two winners from Sabina Park would be playing each other. So maybe there was a conflict, maybe there was an issue, and issue has sorted out. Because realistically, it would be unfair as well. As we said, the two teams from States, two winners from States who had to travel, they literally are playing, they are basically playing each. So maybe they are actually on one side of the bracket, and the teams that played at Sabina Park are on a different side of the, or should be on the other side of the bracket. So now that I'm looking at it, it does make sense. But as we say,
Mhm. Yeah, no, because
until we get like a,
I have a follow up right for that, because what you're trying to say then, okay, you're talking about JC and stats. All right, so JC and stats will be facing each
no,
other.
it's not really
No,
it's not really the two schools
mhm.
itself.
Oh,
I'm saying the locations of the
mhm.
games. Both games are played at Stats. Fortunately, the two winners were the two schools from town.
Mhm.
But what I'm just saying is that maybe they placed those two games for that particular side of the bracket after they noticed maybe they noticed the error from before. and then they decided to correct it without saying it to anyone. That's what we don't know. As what Dougie said, ISA is not the corporation or the association to get up and just announce or just say that we made a mistake.
Okay.
Maybe they resolved it within themselves and said, hey, the two teams that are on one bracket are going to play at this venue. The two from the next side is going to play at the next venue.
Okay. Well.
I'm not.
All I'm saying, it's
Go ahead.
it's pretty confusing because look, all that did, because obviously, stats going to Manchester. We had first thing we had talked about all four teams, and we got all four of the teams them correct, right? So if we are here and knew who was actually the favorites based on certain things, obviously Issa would have known that as well. So all you're saying now is two teams went to country and has to make the long distance back just to be pretty much be below than other people in energy. I don't think that. I don't think that. So that simply means they brought Saint JC and Stats to get knocked out by Mona and KC.
No, that's not what I'm saying, JD. What I'm saying is that look, I'm not talking about the schools. No matter if the two schools and they come from across the road from states. What I'm saying is that maybe one side of the bracket was scheduled to play at one venue, and another side of the bracket was scheduled to play at a different venue.
Okay.
That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to make it seem like, hey, distance, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, no, based on what Dougie said, it could be that, because remember, Dougie said, no, Manchester shouldn't have been on the other side of the draw. It should have been on the next side. And it's so coincidental that the Manchester game and the JC game were actually played at the same venue as well.
Okay. Fair.
That's all I'm saying. Like I say, I could be wrong.
All right. So let me just chime in. I'm reading some comments here, and it's typical with Jamaicans, right?
Yeah.
We don't necessarily use common sense, right?
Yeah, but
And everything that I said
hold on, Doggy. It's remember they are human beings. They are listening to our conversation and they are coming to their conclusion. You understand me? So it's not like nobody's set up against anything. They're just giving their statement. You have explained things, and you're clear in your explanation. But where I thought you went wrong, even and if you are right, a lot of these coaches, that's why them can't reach nowhere. If you are right in what you have said, Dougie, a lot of these coaches, that's why them can't reach nowhere. If you are gonna tell me that you have 3 games flat out, you know your opponents, and then them not care who them are playing next, I am doing coaching, Dougie, and that will never work. You will never pass a coaching license.
Repeat that. I
No,
said that their focus is on the next game.
yes, no, but I'm responding to what you have said. If them focus is on the next game and no pay the other game the mind. No coach and things so. Not even Jurgen Klopp. When him tell us him the next game, him already applied for the Champions League because there's no man, no coach, no sensible coach. I gotta tell you, say, oh, I have the next game over this and me nah back on it and it's a knockout game. No man, Dougie man. No coach, no sensible coach now do that. None. Even when them tell you that Dougie, them now do it. But continue because it look like you had something to say to the chat. So do your thing and then we can bring in Diego and Jason because they have been here waiting and commenters they're waiting as well. We have to make it interactive because we want to get to the
So let me just close off by saying that I am in no way defending Issa, right? I made that very, very clear from the get-go that Issa, they are being run correctly and they should have communicated this stuff, right? From the get-go when they showed the incorrect display on television, they should have corrected that immediately. That wasn't done. We're now at this point where I'm just telling you that, based on everything,
yeah.
the bracket was incorrect to begin with. If you look back to last year's competition, right? If the original bracket that was displayed on television with Jamaica College, Kingston College in the semifinals, right? If that was the same format last year, wouldn't it have been Jamaica College, Kingston College in the semifinals? If they are putting 2 seeded Manning Cup teams on one side of the bracket?
Yes.
Think about it. I'm just gonna end it right there.
No, but you are tell we say we if think about it. What about the people them doing what them fixing the problem and them affecting their own things? If you saw that you put something wrong, why other people have to correct it and then you forcefully correct it after because other people see it, and bring it to them attention,
Yes, sir. I don't work at ISA. I always say ISA is garbage, right? That is a ISA problem, and that is something that we have to correct because clearly there are problems there,
Yeah, but
right? Just
Dougie,
as
me love what you talk. Me
the
love what you
DPSA
talking, Dougie.
has
Dougie, me love what you talking. But you start a statement to say that's how Jamaican people stay. So the man them have all
no,
rights to
I'm
cuss.
just reading the comment that is saying that I am covering up for
Dougie,
ISA
no,
and I
Dougie,
talk
Dougie,
foolishness
Dougie,
and all of that.
Dougie, a
That is
150
the
people.
comment I
Dougie,
answer.
nobody, Dougie, a 150 people watch people have their own takes. Everybody have an opinion. So nobody follow the chat. Yes, you have to just make up your mind off the conversation that we have. Nobody follow the chat, brother. You come to make a statement, they
Yeah,
just make
but
a statement. That's so you say no about Jamaican people. I guess you don't know about them. I saw them stay, them bash me, them bash Chevron, them bash Jason. Yeah, just say, brother, if them want to stick a certain way, you come and explain a next logical way, so them can look. Maybe some are cussing, but some took your advice and say, okay, maybe that's the way it goes. So, and about the person that wanna go with you, and the person that will come and change. Isn't that right, Doggy?
yeah, I mean that is correct. That is correct. And for me personally, I would have wanted the JCKC clash. I was actually planning on going to the match to see that, but no, I pretty much will watch it on TV
I was so
until the
up for
final.
it. I was so up for it. But what I want to do, we want to make sure, because remember we have to make sure we can make people vote, and we are not going to have any time to be doing more Manning Cup predictions. So that's how we put everything in one here. So tomorrow we will just come after the World Cup game that we are doing. We're gonna just come straight into matches them for the Manning Cup, just like what we did today. So we want to go through the games them now, like how we are getting all the scores, and we're gonna start with this what we have on the screen. But before we go anywhere, guys, we reach an hour and we have 150 people here. We never hit 100 likes. So we are what I'm going to tell you. Let me go to 150 likes, all right? Because what we're doing here is having intelligent conversation to find different solutions to things. So just take your time and just hit the like button. We don't have to always tell you, but you should know quality things and you support those because you want to push it further. We are trying to find solution to things in the future. But now we're going to go to the prediction side. So I want to get everybody's take. All right. Yes.
JD, before yeah, can I say something before? Well, can I play something before in the meantime? Just to kind of go through with what Dougie said. Because I remember that I heard a clipping with the KC coach. JD?
Yeah, man. Go ahead, now, brother.
All right, listen. Coach, are you serious about winning the Champions Cup? So the money come on Tuesday. All right, so you heard that just now, right?
We don't really hear it, Siobhan, but I thought most of them people go on them channel and hear it in Siobhan. So that's how we clear.
No,
But I had
no,
said
it's really what.
the people may have planned for one game no make no sense, and that's why they now reach nowhere as coaches. That's what I said. I'm gonna say it straight.
No, it's not. It's
So
not really
what I'm
you. It's
saying
not
now,
really. It's not really you. I'm really
no,
saying for JD. The persons in the comment section are saying that Dougie is talking madness. That's what I'm saying now. You have persons in the comment section saying that Dougie is saying mad because no coach will have that. But I'm just saying that there is audio proof of the particular coach saying that, hey, the person asked him if he's serious about the Champions Cup, and he legit didn't even want to give a response. So some of the time we'll have persons, I think that's why Dougie might be saying that the comment that he made earlier, maybe that's the reason that maybe that goes to what he was saying. A lot of persons probably don't understand that. Probably some of the schools and don't care about it. Probably that's the reason why he rested some of his top players in the first half.
We will know soon, Siobhan. We will definitely know soon.
I mean, the reason being, and let me say it again,
Yeah, just
just not to
finish
take
up
up
that
too
Dougie
much time,
because
right?
we will
The,
need to finish off this
the
after
reason
2 hours.
is,
Yeah.
right, he has a game against Stats in the semifinal, And KC coach like to underestimate teams. So he didn't see Central as much of a threat. He saw the opportunity to rest some players going into that semifinals, right? It's just to get one up against us because that's has to travel. They have to come back to Kingston, right? So he's just resting players for that crucial semifinal stage. Now, when I say coaches, the plan for the next game, however, immediately after the game, they start to plan, they start to do intensive planning for the next game. Now, what you're mentioning, they might have one eye on the other game, right? But they're not necessarily planning or doing tactical plan around that game.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing tactical plan around the next game they have, right?
Yes.
Once that is finished, immediately their full
Yes.
attention is on the next game. That is how a coach thinks.
Okay.
Now,
Okay, Dougie.
so right now
Hold on,
they
Dougie.
have enough
Before you
time
move,
to
you
prepare
brought me back into the
for
conversation,
that.
Dougie. But hold it right there because that's where I wanted you to come. So imagine, Dougie, if you had 3 games and you knew the opponents. You would have known. You say, okay, then let me see how me I go work out now. Or me to get because remember, football is about peaking at the right time in order to get the benefits. Every coach on planet Earth know that. You understand me? So the more you know who you're going to be facing, it's always good. So even when you say if it's a half a eye, if it's a quarter eye, if it's just no eye, you still wanted to know, so you could have prepared. So, for instance, CC leading 2-0 and feel like that our CC saw that, okay, Mona, we can bounce it around them for the first half and make sure we 3-4-0 up on them and then take off some of our players then to prepare for Mannings so we can chop up the travels to fit in if we have to come back to town because obviously we might be dead tired after we face Mannings. So we want to make sure we give personals the level amount of rest. You see where I'm coming from now,
Mhm.
Doggy? You see how it makes perfect sense now. So even when you know, it's better you know so you can strategize. But if you never know, you're gonna say, okay, then Mannings mega play now. So tell you what, me have to win this one and then me can me make sure I win this one. Then me maybe can still empty the rest of the tank on Mannings, win Mannings game, and then maybe like how me have stats not really as hard as KC for the semifinals. So me can still have 25% recovery time for go at the stats game. But now you have to go 50% in at the end in the half tank, and then after they get 25% for the give back again for the KC game. So that's all me that talking from a coaching term, I'm just saying that what Issa did, not making people know from the 3 stage, it kind of amp up at some people, but maybe help some people, not 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 fairly, but unfairly. Like no, not unfairly, but fairly.
Mhm.
You get me? That's what I'm saying. So it
So,
helped
Mhm.
other teams in the end. That's all I was saying, Doggy. Me never try
so,
to make it
so
complicated.
let me ask a
Mhm.
easy question. Suppose Central they switch out for Dintil. Is it that CC still wouldn't care about that outcome considering Dintil is a more threatening team by reputation? Or let's say CC they are go play KC they are go play like CC. Is it that they would approach the game same way or they would want to? Because I feel like they wouldn't necessarily rest whisper to Dougie point. So it's sort of a combination of both points.
Yes.
Right? I believe that if I do want a more serious team, there's no way that KC coach would have just rest whisper like that. But they know say a central and we already say it's a central of all of the teams are probably the weakest. Is the weakest.
I
So, him approach it that way. But me feel like if he get a CC, there's no way him approach it that way.
and then
Because he have to play some better ball.
and then KC would be in the same predicament as CC because KC would have to face CC and then so for instance Mona, then put Mona in place of CC for next weekend. Right, so KC would have to face CC, then go and face Stats in the middle, and then go and face Mona after. You get me? So you wouldn't have no true rest time. You get me? Like OCC have a much more harder bracket because them never know who them are gonna face in at the end when them could actually rest players if when they were in an advantage position. That's all we're trying to say. The not knowing kind of skewed your reality. That's all we're trying to say to Dougie from day one. We weren't trying to get it complicated. It just screw your reality, and that's all we're saying. So you have to make sure things is on point so people can plan ahead. That's all we're saying from day one. All right, so guys, make we run through this thing because clearly the people no one wait long for the results them. All right, so Dougie, hope you're still here. So let me go through. We are going through
Come on.
through 6 fixtures. All right, so we're gonna start with these that you saw now. And like how you are a man, Dougie, of planning out everything and you look at the travels and everything, hopefully you factor those in your decision. All right, so we're gonna put it out there now. So we have JC versus St. Andrew Technical for the Champions Cup. We're gonna just deal with the Champions Cup first, then we'll go to the Manning Cup, and then we go back to the Dacaster Cup. That's how we're gonna work it. Because we have this on the screen already. So what say you? Or you want to do it the opposite? You want to start with the ones them first?
Yeah, start with the Manning Cup only because it's going to play first.
All right, so let me bring up the Manning Cup screen first. Let me bring up the Manning Cup screen first, guys, so we can give you. All right. Yes. So so we have stats. We have stats versus Kingston College. Let me go ahead with that. So guys, drop your prediction on that one. Stats versus Kingston College. And we want the panelists them go ahead and give their take.
For me, that one day, say just a look on the match again. Coach is going to re-strategize, but just looking at the match where KC play, admittedly, me not see the match where Stats play, but me don't know why me feel like Stats. If KC approach the match, even in the second half, and they bring on in players, if they approach it or play it like how they did, them are going to have a problem with Stats, serious problem. So, may I make a bold prediction if say Stats are going to edge it out by a 1-goal margin. You don't know if a 2-1 or 1-0.
Wow. All right. All right. My God, 2-1. So the first one is Stats are going to edge out KC. So Dougie, let me hear from you first now so we can bring in Siobhan. And then yeah.
Oh, you guys want me to predict these things?
Yeah, man. They're on the panel. You accidentally end up here, so you have a give or take,
All right. I think it might go down to penalties. Stats is a different team than the one you saw against Jamaica College. Factoring they didn't play with their number 7. I believe that's a dangerous guy to play against. I'm leaning towards Stats. If it doesn't go to penalty, then Stats would win it. But it's probably a 1-goal margin.
Oh, what go on here, so? Two man vote already, and the 2 man vote for Stats. My goodness, I wonder if I truly know me Stats past old man. That's why I don't come here. I talk about Stats and I swell up my head, Mine.
Just learned that a while ago, though. Just know what you said.
I actually thought he was a KC old boy.
No. Man, Stats really go on. Oh my God! All right, it looks like the chatter go one way and the panelists never go different, All right. All right, so let me bring in Siobhan now. Let me hear what Siobhan have to say because I can't see this, So Siobhan on a ties to it, Siobhan, good day, Siobhan. How are you doing, big boss?
I'm here. For me, I think, honestly, I believe KC is maybe a bit too much for Stats, to be honest. I think KC will be too much for Stats. I think Stats will move the two. The surprise, though, I don't think JC will be this more.
Okay. So you said KC will take it then. So we have 2 Stats and 1 KC. All right. So I mean, I have to fight against some school. You see you. It's okay. All right, no problem. Jason, what you say, big boss?
Yeah, man.
Are you the tiebreaker?
Yeah, it looks so. Well,
I think this game is going to be a tight game. I think both teams playing well right now. I think the fact that KC got the chance to maybe leave a little more in the tank than Stats and not travel to Stats to play the game might play a factor tomorrow. And that's why I'll give KC the slight edge. I think a 1 goal margin, but I do see KC pulling out the win.
Man, yo, never in a life, yo, but born me for JCC, man. Anyway, let me continue. Milton said, JD, where is the CC Mannings game? We're gonna give it a Chakpo might just drop it here. Stampy is the coach and he knows best. Okay. Bless up JD. Based on understanding, I think Coach Watson was saying that it's the next game up, which would be the matchup against Stats. He's only projecting the importance of what next on the table. I know. I think that's exactly what I thought at first. Manning Cup, KC beating Stats and JC beating Mona. All right. I think KC will beat Stats. All right. Stats 2-0. We're starting with the KC one first. KC versus Stats. All right. So that we're starting with Obito. So vote again, Obito. Winston said 3-0. Damn, Winston. Oh, you mean? Oh yeah, KC. Yes, KC. Dante said 3-1 KC. And then one Shane says KC Stats 2-2 penalties. But you need to give a winner, big man. You need to give a winner. CC and Mannings will be played at Stats. Thanks very much, Stephen. Jason, JC 2, Mona 0. But we start with that one. That's it. All right. So, and then we have Instinct says Stats a defeat KC 1-0. All right. If it goes to penalties, Stats will lose. All right. Thanks very much. Tixak said Butler got you fooled. JD, SBF football coaches aren't doing any complicated planning. At this stage, your next game most likely a tough game. Schoolboy football coaches aren't doing different preparation. Okay. All right, fair enough. KC 2 over Stats. KC 3 over Stats. My God, it's one of those bad mind stats. That's all we're gonna do.
Let me ask you something.
That's bad mind
stats.
One goal.
Victory, me saying a 1 goal victory.
1 goal. But yeah, because that number 7 if he Stats, me no think Whisper they have goal for ahead of him, Like that brother they don't know still.
What the man call me say the same thing, boy. I mean, tell you,
that Whisper do that are the best in my opinion, but that brother there where they are Stats in number 7, they far behind Whisper.
He's a good talent.
So me expect that if him playing game, things are go serious.
All right. Luffy says.
Remember how Stats play JC. Remember how Stats would have win that game there.
Luffy says 2-1. 1 second, boss. Luffy says 2-1 for KC, and Boss Thomas said 2-1 Stats. Thank you, Boss Thomas. Umza said 4-0 KC. Yes, Umza, you need to stay at France. So that's a problem. R Cook says 3-2 KC. All right, so KC look like they won it in the chat, and it's a draw on the panel because you have Jason. Once you have Jason, you know it never go the other way. But anyways, let me move on to Mona JC. Let we go back in the same order. Big Boss, start it now. Mona JC. There you go. Yeah.
Why? Okay, so on paper again, JC. Cause me did a root for Mona, cause me like what me see coming into the season.
Mm-hmm.
But again, at them first time in this round, at them first time at them final feature, that will play a factor. Just a matter of them if they are going to rise to the occasion. Now, me do expect Mona to react from the last where they have to CC, because them get embarrassed in school. I may expect them to react a little quicker. A little better, but me really have to give JC the edge in this. Because I think when we did expect from Mona, me probably overestimate them a little bit in terms of when we would expect them to progress to be at this stage. So unless them prove me wrong, but I think JC are going to overthrow them and I buy a 2-goal margin. Now, the problem is I don't think Mona is not going to score. Mona will always score. So I am thinking it's going to be a 3-1 or a 4-2 type of game, but goals are going to be in it.
All right, JC. Big Boss went with Doggy. Are you still here? Oh yeah, Doggy is still here.
Yeah, man, I'm still.
So that match now,
Alright.
the Super Mona team versus JC, because a lot of people disrespect JC over and over, which I thought that they were the best Manning Cup team, and I still kind of believe that they are the still best Manning Cup team. All the people out here disrespecting JC every day. What say you on this Mona team now? Because Mona coming up against all the top teams in the country. You think Mona will finally pull
Yeah,
it over the line?
I mean, Mona, Mona definitely has a good team. But Jamaica College, that team is a class apart. Um, the thing is that everyone hasn't been factored in. They have their senior reggae boy that should come back into the squad, right?
Lord God,
A lot of people has
look at
been
man,
playing MJC's name,
look how you mash up
right?
Doggy, why you just say that now? You have a man. The people are gonna start cuss now. Them no rate him. All
Yeah, I
right.
mean, the thing is, I've seen,
Who them to rate?
I've seen a lot of people
Ziminis.
been
Oh, you know,
sleeping on this
Um, um,
JC
um,
team.
Diego, me not really sold on him so much to be honest, from a long time, You know, me
no,
think
me
so.
not say him a no whisper, but his quality. My
Okay.
real deal quality.
All right. Sorry about that, Doggy. But you just call a name. We're gonna
Yeah,
start
man.
a war.
Yeah. So for me, it's going to be either a 4-2 or a 5-2.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
Jamaica College will win.
What is it? Is a beat down? You predict? Oh my God. Dougie said it's going to be a beatdown. Let me hear what the chat has to say because Dougie say out here saying it's going to be a beatdown. Oh my days. Wow. You couldn't get into no more details what you expect to happen in the game, why you say it's going to be a beatdown. You think at midfield, Mona will get exploited through the midfield or something. What do you think will happen? Why they are going to shift 4 or 5 goals?
All right. If you look at the JC team, the only thing I can expect from this JC team is goals, right? I said 4 or 5 because if you look at the team that JC has, right, they have it's the only team in Manning Cup that is stacked in all areas of the pitch,
Mm-hmm.
right? They have a very good forward line. They have a solid midfield and they have a solid defense with Zimenez coming back into that defense. All right. So
Okay.
and of course they have a keeper that's excellent as well. And so do Mona. Right. The issue with Mona though is their defense. I don't think Mona has kept clean sheets in a lot of games. All right. And
Correct.
um this JC team can hurt you if they control the middle, they will hurt you. And I feel that's the game that this game, the midfield will win this game. So whoever have the better midfield, they will be able to control this game. And I just feel JC is just untouchable
So
in
one
that
one
regard.
name, one name I'm gonna be the man of the match. You go for Wilson.
Um, Wilson will have a good game definitely, but JC's number 11, I believe, will be
Who that?
and Jimenez.
He's
Yeah,
talking
Aldridge.
Makwan is talking. Makwan is talking. But remember, Wilson,
Yeah, no.
Wilson have to be the one where assist Makwan because the way Mona plays, it's it's either Wilson get out of traffic or they lose the ball and get chopped on. So if he's the supplier to Makwan scoring the goals. Or the
Yeah.
forward scoring the goals, I think that Wilson would always be the man of the match because he's going to be the one getting the oncoming traffic and he has to get it over that wall, and that is the difference. So that's why I said maybe one name because you said win in the midfield, so that's why. But Makwan, yeah, man, Makwan is a good player. Just think that his secondary touch is a little bit off at times. I don't know if because he's too powerful. Like when he's running, when he touched the ball first, it just go off his foot after that secondary run. He's too powerful.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's the only problem I had with him. I saw him did it a few times. Got around the player every time he beats the player. The secondary touch after just it's a chaotic touch, you know. It's not glued to his feet.
Yeah.
So maybe if he can change his dribbling way, his pattern, maybe that would save his save the spill after. But he's a good player, very very good player. I actually posted him on the Instagram and here. I'm pretty much impressed with him, man. So good shot, big up, big up. We're gonna come to the chat, guys. We just want the next two persons. So we want the one. We should not. Why we out here asking Shevan? Okay, let me ask Shevan. Let me hear what Shevan gonna say. Shevan, because we never need to bring him in it. We just mark down JC for him. But let me hear what Shevan have to say.
But I did kind of answer you quickly.
Yes, you did say
My heart
something. You
would
did
say,
say something.
my heart does say JC,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't really seen much JC games. From the games that I've seen, despite winning the games, and persons have said that JC defense has looked solid. To me, I think they have been a bit suspect at times, especially in that Stats game. Like they gave up a lot of opportunities. With Mona, knowing I know Mona will play, because they will be motivated. JC will be motivated, well, for sure. The high press, it's going to be a challenging game. Um, so I can't outright say JC. Initially, I said Mona will win, but I honestly can't say it right now. Who will actually win? I want JC to win because it's my alma mater, of course. But I can't outright say because I know both teams, I know they know each other, and there will be a lot of ego on the side. More the players will want to rebound from what happened Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
so it's kind of tricky for me to say. But again, my heart, well, I would keep it in JC's favor.
All right, so JC, thank you very much. At least you gave me an answer. I was waiting an answer. Guys, as what we said, please smash the like button, guys, when you come in. At least we are having the conversation. Damn, man, how the wiki to whistle, man? 120 days around, they can't even hit 150 in a 2 hours. You can't get this now.
Maybe a tree like me.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you for the 3 likes. Well, we need 30 more people to give it 3 more likes, you know? What is a big boss?
I just want to say one last thing before I leave, right?
Okay, yeah.
That I think people have been overlooking this. And a part of the reason is no one has actually seen this Jamaica College team play like the 11. They haven't seen a consistent team play. They have been chopping and changing throughout their games. So we haven't seen that starting 11 for them. So that is why a lot of persons would have been overlooking this JC team coming into this stage, right? But another thing I want to let the viewers be aware of, right? This is practically the same JC team that made the finals and lost on penalty last year, right? If you notice the KC team, they have lost about 19 players. This is practically the same team with the loss of maybe 3 or 4 players, right? So that is something that I have factored in when I'm looking at the overall picture.
Yeah, but how can I be in Belgium and I get to see the JC team so much times? I've seen them play a lot, you know. A lot, yeah, actually a lot, you know. So I don't know how people
And the
can't see the
reason why,
games. Them they're there. They're there, but
the
people don't
reason
want
why
to
I
find them.
haven't seen it is the reason why I haven't been able to watch it is because of it.
Okay,
Yeah, but what
okay.
I'm saying, is not seeing the games, is seeing the actual starting 11 for them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But again, it's just that from the games that I've seen of JC, because I was saying JD, I can't really give much insight on the game from Saturday. But someone had said that JC could have given Mannings.
Yes, that's what someone said.
Someone had said, yeah. So that could be a good result, but I said I can't because I've seen Mona played. We've asked, especially in the Campadon game, JD.
Chevon, look how tough look how hard it is for the Chevon. You know, so the JC game in the discard. You just need to just click the game and watch the game.
Yeah, watch football. So.
Oh my God! So the Chevon, oh, that's why we learn.
Oh, me I tell you, so me can't watch it like that because it's going to probably bring up the seizure.
Okay, all right, sorry, all right, Shaman, all right, Shaman.
Tell us
Jason,
some have the sickness, so we can't watch anything like that when I saw small something like that. It's time wrong with them. If I give
no,
a migraine, they can
no,
check out the.
Shavan, all it is when you press it in the discard, it's going to literally come up like it's a game on
Oh,
YouTube.
you know, here me I say, don't show properly. It's like clear. It's not showing like that as clear,
Okay,
so it
okay,
might cause
okay,
me to spread my
okay.
eye.
I'm
You can
very,
check on the
I'm,
seizure.
I'm very sorry about that situation. My goodness, sorry. Let me just finish up the JC game so we can write it down. So Jason, please let me know who you go for. Mona JC, big boss.
All right, Mona JC. Look, I don't know if I think okay when you break it down, as a football analyst basically, right? And you look at how CC was able to deal with the Mona press. I think of all the teams in the Manning Cup, I think JC is the most equipped to do the same thing, right? And you look at their backline; they're all pretty accomplished on the ball. I think one of the best players that no one really talk about much in the whole of the schoolboy football is the CDM for JC. I
Mm-hmm,
love how
mm-hmm.
he's always present to receive from the back line, comfortable under pressure. So I think if Mona's strategy is to press like they did against CC, I think a similar thing might happen where they will eventually get demoralized because they'll just be chasing shadows after a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think JC has the right type of composure that might be required to beat the press and to be comfortable enough to play through the press. So I think that Mona has an issue in terms of the style that they're going to come up against. And for that reason, I think it's going to be a similar game to the last one we just saw them play. I could see it being a similar scoreline, 3-1 or 4-1 for JC. And just to touch on Dougie's point that he made about us not seeing the 11 for JC, um, there's one way you can look at it that people might underestimate what the team can do, but at the same time, is that a good thing that they haven't played their best 11 together yet? Because as the games get
Definitely
tougher,
not.
right? So as the games get tougher now, you want to see that your team has been through some adversity, even if it's again in the first round or whatnot. You want them to go through those pains and grow, and they haven't really had the chance to do so. So I wonder when it comes down to these games now in the crunch of the competitions, will that be a factor that plays against them that they haven't been able to test out their best 11 on the day? And another thing, you mentioned Zimini is playing in the back line. He has not featured on the back line yet. He has only played right wing
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
striker the last game.
mm-hmm,
So I am wondering, do they want to even break up that back four? Because of all the units on the field, I think they have been the most consistent. JC doesn't concede many goals when you look at it. So, I don't know if Zimini has a place in the back line. And from what I've seen, he shouldn't displace any other attackers either. So I don't know where Zimini fits on the field. Maybe someone can help me with that.
All right. Well said. Well said. Let me just go through the comments and then because we have a few more matches to go and we want to make sure we get everything in. Mona two, JC two and penalties. JC win and penalties. So Dante Wilson, thanks for being here. Alian Blair said JC 2-1 over Mona. And then we have Shane Billings says stats number 7 definitely not normal. Closest winger to Whisper for sure. Okay. TikTok says JC 4-0 over Mona. My God, TikTok result, TikTok result had to go that way. Complete demolition of Mr.
No,
Butler.
we zero.
Okay.
Mona go score.
No, well, TikTok says Mona not scoring. That's what the one I tell you. If Mona come back from the back-to-back losses mentally, JC I go in a problem. Okay, all right, Obito. Mona is now demoralized. JC 6, Mona nil. Oh my God. Winston, JC 3, Mona 1. JC 3, Mona nil. Sorry, Mr. Butler. Martin, big up yourself, Martin. How you doing, man? Craig Butler's comments downgrading JC will stand as additional motivation for the Blues. JC business, like as usual, 2-1 JC. And that's what I was going to bring up next, to say that, Mr. Butler disrespected them and said them can't beat him team. How much of a factor you think that's going to be played in the conversation, Jason, the money panel? You think JC are gonna come out for one destroy batter Mona because of what he said?
Yeah, for
I think,
sure. 'Cause
yeah,
they
man.
trolled him, They trolled him earlier, like when they came up and he made a comment that JC can't beat us. You look at the JC's Instagram page. They started to put up their memes, start trolling him. I said, "I'm mad, you're mad, man." So you can see how the players did hear him, and you
Shaban,
know that
Shaban, Shaban, why not tell the people them say you run the page, boss?
I
Yeah.
mean, come on, man. Come on, man. What do that? No, come on, man. Just no matter with that.
All right.
No matter with that.
But
But
keep in mind, people say, that's why CCD school them, so you know, can talk some stuff about CC same way. So CC say, okay, all right, cool. Now, mind you, he might use it as a motivating factor for him team. He know what get to him team for motivating team, but it does something to the other team as well. So
No, I think you know what it is. I think that Mr. Butler knows that the more helter skelter the game is, the better. So if him can make them riled up a little bit and maybe get them to
yeah,
not play with so much composure, more have a better chance to win.
Okay.
So
exactly.
But
but like he's a madman, but I think that is a smart move to try to get them out of them regular game.
Jason, he
I
tried
think
it
if JC
twice.
play,
He tried it
no,
twice
no,
and
no,
it never
yeah,
worked.
look, it don't, it's no most that it going to work, but I think his best bet is to speed up the game and get them out of them comfort zone. And if that means he says two comments to make them, instead of playing that simple pass, them try to play the brilliant pass because they want to score right away. That will help Mona. The more back and forth the game is, the better for Mona.
Okay. So you think that JC will be the one out of the three, out of CC, KC, to take the bait,
No,
okay,
I've
okay,
already given
okay.
my
So
prediction.
you
I'm
don't
just
believe
I'm
there?
just
You
saying.
said three people are gonna beat him up because of his statement. I
That could very well happen. That could very well happen. Yes.
Well, Mr. Butler, if you're listening, make sure you strategize towards JC because JC out here are truly as well, and they're coming to make
Yeah,
sure
man.
they beat you. And if they do beat you, it's limited amount of things you can tell people, and they believe you from that point. Instinct says
The
4 on
extra
Mona.
motivation.
Instinct says I'm coming back to the chat. Instinct says 4 on Mona. Them foreign JC player will want to embarrass Butler. TikTok. Um, Dr. Dan says 2-1 Mona. Okay, Dr. Dan is the only one went in favor of actual Mona. Jimenez adds nothing to this JC team. All right, that's coming from Stefan Wright. Man says Jimenez, you know that Wilson is the current star of JC, don't it? I think you would say Makwan as well. He's definitely a star. I'm
Right,
doing
yes, well,
let me just run through the chat so we can get everyone stake. Dwayne Thomas says Mona. He's going with Mona. All right. Brian Burke, big of yourself. Why is SR reggae boy and professional JPA player is playing schoolboy football, especially when he wasn't in the first round of games? Wouldn't this be a regression? All right, we will get back to that. We will get back to that because that's a good question. Mr. Burke asked. I predict stats / Mona final. All right, Obito. If you get that one, definitely we have to pay double the amount of credit. Mona 2, JC 1. All right. Mona give up 7 goals in the last 2 games. Doggy. All right. Someone made sure to tag Doggy in it. Mona versus KC finals. SRL. So he's going for JC getting knocked out. R Cook says JC 2, Mona 1. Craig knows the books. All right. Well, tell you what, JC might have something else to say. I see a JC KC final. But it's not half of the starting 11 weren't there last season. KC 2 stats nil. Mona 2 JC 1. Checking. J anyway that said JC 3 Mona 1. Alwagwan JC a lose them first match of the season this late. Okay, so SRL is very confident that Mona will be beating JC. All right, my God, Butler is playing chess. Yeah, just don't understand the man. Neither do I. Okay. Oh my God. After Butler put on that fat player, okay, that bigger body person, because you can't fat shame in the
So
world.
the number 21.
Yes, you can't fat shame in the world. We are in a censorship world. You have to be careful. Mr. Butler, stop wake the sleeping lions. I have observed that Mona don't respond to the game positively when they go behind early. Those two losses have affected them mentally, and they will start to play out of character. All right, you know what I'm gonna say? We have two questions. We have a brilliant question from Brian Burke. He spoke about Zimenez, so I want Dougie to answer that because Dougie brought up Zimenez. So he asked you if that's not a regression. And then the second question to the panel is to say that because Mr. Butler thrive and his players thrive on the public and the aura around them, and clearly their aura has been broken. You think that once people saw them as a normal team, they were always a normal team, basically. Then, so once people saw them as a normal team, they might can't come back out of the shell. I do believe that they do have special players, and it's just a rough patch because these guys are just better. Which what say you? Because I've heard man said Dante Peralta no good. I've heard Unseen start saying that. So last week he was telling me about when
Unseen.
Peralta comes back. He was telling me that when Dante Peralta comes back, it's different thing. No, him tell me said Peralta not good. So
Unseen said that.
so one game,
Whoa.
one game it take you for say Peralta not good. Hey, me not
No, me
understand
not
the
agree
people.
with that.
Me not understand Unseen. You get me? So me just ask you guys, since this aura, because I spoke with Mr. Butler, I thought that they used this aura thing and our culture to win over people and bring fear, and fear will give you extra second on the ball majority of the time. And because people might realize that they are not the personnels that they said they are, people start dropping that 1 second gap, and you don't have any space in between the ball now. So it's a level playing field, so let your skills show. And right now we are seeing that other talents are actually superior to a lot of his talents. So you think that he can survive from this point? You think he can reach back the top pinnacle of school football? I really want the panel to answer that. But let Dougie answers the question about is it not a regression? Mr. Zimin is going back to the Manning Cup and literally not playing well in the Manning Cup either.
Okay. So you mentioned he's not playing well. Uh, I have a different take on that. I just think he's just trying out and probably getting his feet wet back to with schoolboy football. Um, as it relates to the regression part, I mean, Zimenez, you have to understand he's a student, right? I don't believe he has signed a professional contract. He's still a student, right? Zimenez, he just turned 17, right? So I don't think there's no way he would have been able to sign a professional contract. So he's a student at least, at the very least.
Sign the
And
contract
he's
where?
playing,
Sign the contract where? Because I kept hearing people telling people about when you're 16 and 17, you can't sign contracts. But what is it because of Jamaica
he
specifically?
can a professional contract here. He cannot. I don't believe he's able to sign a contract that says he's getting paid or whatever. That's a professional contract, right?
Yeah, you must be 18 for that to happen. That's what you're saying. Because the problem is, I have a guy from Costa Rica named Jerison Bennett, the actual wonder kid from the region. He signed pretty much when he's 17 here. And he's at Sunderland in the championship now, But the difference is, the championship have a lower percentage that you have to pay. Normally, the special package players would have cost 10 million. for the Premier League. I've heard that it's 1.2 for the Championship, and they paid 1.3 million for Jerison Bennett. And he's 17. He just turned 18. The one that scored, assisted the goal in the final game for Costa Rica to make them be at the World Cup. So when I heard people always saying about if you can't sign a professional contract, I am really going to investigate this, and see what are the clauses. Why are they saying it about Jamaica? Pedri, Ansu Fati, Gavi, all of those guys signed contracts before. So is it that because they're from Spain? Why is it?
What club was trying to sign, or would he be qualified for? As I understand, it was a Premier League team, right? A Jamaica Premier League team. So maybe the rules in Jamaica is a little different.
Yeah, but people say the rules
I
overseas
mean,
is different.
at the time,
Yeah,
at the time, I was hearing about this whole argument. I believe he was 16 at the time, right? Because he, as I say, he just turned 17, right? I don't know the intricacies that's involved, but I believe that Jimenez is a student athlete, and of course, as a student athlete, he has chosen to represent his alma mater. That's entirely his decision, right? And I mean, I just see this as probably a way for him to get fit or something.
Okay.
I don't take it as anything serious.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But we need to revisit that. Yes, Stefan, Joris
It appears, Doggy, it does appear that he's not taking it serious based on how he's looking and the feel.
Well, I mean, that's entirely when we see what actually happens on TV on Tuesday, then we can make our assumptions.
All right, Dougie, one question, because I know that January he had signed to Mount Pleasant. So you said that he only signed a 6-month contract?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. As I say, I don't know the details that surround it. At the time,
All
he
right,
was 16.
and if he
but remember though, Shavan, he could have been signed to Mount Pleasant, but that doesn't mean he's a professional player. He's just signed to their club and can be
And
used
he
as
has
one of their
signed to the
unprofessional.
academy.
Right,
I believe it's
exactly.
academy, right?
Right, yes.
the academy, I don't know. I'm not sure if it was the academy. I just know that he was transferred from Harborview to Mount Pleasant.
Yes, and that doesn't necessarily mean that he is a professional, though, is the point I am making. He is a Mount Pleasant player, but he would be one of the 5 unprofessional players if he was in a match day squad. He's not professional.
All right, listen. One second before you guys go anywhere. Listen to this. As a pro contracts, can be given from the age of 16 to 18. It is better to join before this age. However, every situation is different. You can always become a professional player regardless of what people tells you. But you can sign from 16, a pro contract. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's
you have different stipulations. You have different stipulations in it. Yes, that is true. So I want to know, what are those stipulations Jamaicans facing? Obviously, we know that they said, oh, you have to play a certain amount of games for a national team. Okay, no problem. Well, then you have the package of when you're a special player that erases everything. Because if a man willing to pay the money for you, you don't need to represent Jamaica none at all. You get me? So, for instance, Whisper want to go somewhere and Whisper is 17. The calling not working. The calling not working. Please, guys, just join the Discord, please. Just join the Discord. I will drop the Discord here. All right. So I'm trying to get to the point. The point is to say that the calling not working, guys. Just please join the Discord. Who would this just call? Because the guys in the Discord now go hear a big boss. So please call in, just join the Discord, please. Because it looks like a my boy. Issa, are Issa either calling? Yes, so Issa, if are you, join the Discord, please. All right. Yes, but no, Jerry Bennett is not a EU citizen. He's actually from Costa Rica, so he's in the same region as Jamaica. So that's why I'm saying to you, some players that we are giving this overhype is not as good as what we are saying because people not paying the money for them. Because you can go other places. It's not every rule like England. So we don't want to hear that a person can't go yes because them are this and them are that. Them can go because you have different rules. We just need to find out the exact rules for those places. And I'm going to be finding it out soon and bring it to you guys because I don't like to continue these conversations for 7, 8 months. All right.
But we never under the impression that I want a overseas business because that they obviously to me is standard. But I'm just thinking in terms of a schoolboy relationship with a Premier League club now, probably that internal thing to the countries run a little different. That is how I'm understanding it.
No, believe me, man. People said to me you can't sign at certain age. And I was very confused because I'm calling people and they're saying, yes, you can sign from 16.
No man, you can't sign. But I know that this is a context, EB. Because I know abroad me understand me needs I get interest from. Not right here in Jamaica.
No. But they said he was getting interest from Braga, Club Brugge. In English.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we never hear that piece, so know that you said that. Okay.
Yes, they are.
You think I want Premier League? You think I want like local
interest in Europe?
Yeah, man, Bruges, okay. Club Bruges. Yeah, but in Netherlands it's Braga, so that's why I'm just saying Bruges. I heard that he was going to be pretty much be there, so I'm just trying to find the rules because they always come back and tell me that the reason why certain people can't sign is because they're at this age. So I want to know why. Is it that we just don't carry those footballers that have that high fee, so they can risk the money on it, just like how they can risk the money on Jerry Bennett, because he's that good, or you believe that you can sell him back for something. So why is it our young players them that we deem so good, why people can't just pay the $1 million for them then if we deem them so good? Because now we have my boy in 80, they're saying that they're working on an MLS club for him. They look like they're willing to pay big money for him. That's my boy that scored JD Stevenson. JD,
yeah.
Look, so then is it people want to pay so much big money for these players, and we think that our players are so good, and then we have to bring all sorts of ladder to tell we that this is the reason why them can't reach nowhere. You understand me? These guys are JD are 17, Not you're big him looking at Jason. Him at 17, So him at 18 as well. So other club want to buy him. You get me? I not understand these things. I think we keep on finding excuse to prolong our hype. We need to stop it. That's all I'm saying. Let me go to the rest. CC said 17 in UK. Me I check the next region. So 17 and 8. The man them can sign contract, man. Spain, Gavi, the whole of them, all them guys there. But obviously we had said we wanted to know about persons come into the countries. You get me? Maybe they have a different rule for that. But I still think you can bring your parents them there, because if you can join academy there, you can sign a contract there. Because once they know that you're getting contract is about signing is about the work permit. Once you get the work permit, you become you become a part of what you're doing. You get me? You can rent a house with your work permit and everything. You can get everything with the work permit just the same. So I don't know why people make it so difficult. Just the ego. The ego. We think that we have super players and we don't. The region, we have a lot more super players in the region. And surprisingly, no disrespect, we, Jamaica, don't have the super players them. I'm very sorry. The super players them are come from Honduras, United States, Costa Rica, Mexico, and clearly it's coming from Haiti as well. Because you have the guy from Spain playing for 80, the number 10, he was seriously skilled. And I heard people in Spain want to sign him. And they are he's 17. So why is it we saying these players are so good and they're best in the region, but nobody now sign them and pay them big money for these guys? So what are we missing?
Me not think our talent. Me not think you look on a player like Whisper or a number 7 the fan
Mhm.
stats. You tell me say, for how much better them original player be than them the man who we are watch. If you say I just the
Boy,
system.
boy, more you watching under 20, you know, and at them, I saw you gotta
No,
know how
fine.
better
No
them
watch.
is, you know.
No, well, me watch couple of them still, but me I
Mhm.
say me I look on a man like Whisper. I mean I say, yeah, he must can match up with them the people. Me not me. He obvious saying him a cut above everybody else. Me not see why people like them they can't make it like any one of them
Uh,
other player there.
all right, so you watch Jersey Bennett, you know, go back and watch Jersey Bennett, you know, the one game in play in the World Cup, and go back and watch
Oh, the
Steven
Costa
Sejedi.
Rica youth.
But look, no, just type in Steven Sejedi. I think he's the best person to compare with Whisper. Just type
Okay.
in Steven Sejedi. He plays against Waterhouse in a Premier League as well too. So it's hard to find him. So not just Jamaica he plays against. He played against Waterhouse and Cavaliers as well. So it's a good way. It's a good way to find out him. And then you come back and tell me, can you just ask how better they are? I think Whisper and him is not even in the same class. I don't even think so. And the two of them are same age. I have to be honest. I think he is maybe the best striker in the Concacaf. I actually think he's the best striker in the Concacaf. It's just because maybe he's from Haiti and not America. That's why he didn't get that high profile, but they couldn't deny it when he comes on to the under 20. I think he's flat out the best striker in the Concacaf. If you put him on Mexico or if you put him on even the Jamaican team, I think the Jamaica team would have done better. And that was the big difference. I think Stevie Sejedi is a true talent that we're going to even see in the 80 national team very, very soon. That's all. And so when you ask
Okay.
about age, you will see it for yourself. I think we have to put some respect on these
It's
guys'
not
name.
true. Oh yeah, say like so it start say all a man like Whisper no I know one automatical thing for the national team. Like it just sad then. There's something wrong with us then, man.
No, the problem is, with that automatic conversation, I've always said this. Nobody should be an automatic conversation. What we should do is bring everybody. Because you never know when the last under 20 come on, you never knew about all them baller, until them touch a feel, because I never knew a few of them as well, and I heard that Jamaica have man a Spain, and when I saw him touch a feel, I'm saying, damn, James body, man. You understand me? I'm
So what
saying,
you do it just talent them then. What we do it for we super talent them then. Cause me believe say the super talent them supposed to come off and nurtured properly into the national team. So I not say you're handpick, but you have some special players we pass through where everybody in Jamaica can see. Maggie are one of them.
yeah,
Why not have a natural enough transition to the next level?
because
Me not say you're
the
handpick, but you
problem
have
is
some special.
the problem is where you talk about big boss. The national team should not be about his transition. The national team should be about how he can help the country. That's a big difference, So Maggie Maggie did what he did and get to Cassiopen. Cassiopen is in the top 13 coefficient list. So it was Maggie's tries to do his job in his club, do good, and get a move down to one of the biggest clubs. Them he had the opportunity. The problem is people keep telling him, "Oh, Maggie's good," and the coach will fight him. Around the 50th coach come in, and him still can't get in the game. Him get some game the other day, and them just take him out back. So
Jamaican just bias
me think you have to stop use that excuse now. Him just not good as the rest of them because me see them in person. I just never said
So
anything.
Maggie,
Me see them in person,
Jamaican
and Maggie's not the best midfielder
no
at the
bias,
club.
no bias. Me not think about to be honest, but me know say what we watch like we are watch Whisper or we are watch Maggie and them one.
bro.
Yeah. And you are
Finish
telling
your
me
point.
say,
Finish your point, big boss. Finish your point.
yeah, me just I say interesting to me that then said none of we talents them. Then how talents come through in other country. And that me not understand. Like it's like
What you're trying to say is our system in the country to get the guys them much more durable and adjustable overseas, because we not have the same big boss. We not have nowhere near the same transition, nowhere near the same level of system and setup. So the man them struggle for convert when them go overseas. Them have one second. They must struggle for convert for 15. So by the time they are 15, you have other man who already know what go on, and them must fly past them because maybe you actually have the talent, But the problem is in Jamaica I come from, brother. When I do a Belgium. Me not understand what go on and everything is hard and complicated. So them not fit in. While you have an ex-man come from look, good example. Um Junior Flemings came from USA, right? He came
Yeah.
from the USA. My boy, they came from Rotterdam. No, AZ Alkmaar. AZ Alkmaar he came from. Junior Flemings came in. Junior Flemings told us that it's hard to. He told me that it's hard to fit in. He said that on the next Imaxit football channel.
Mm-hmm.
Zachariah came in. How much goes Zachariah depend in from the Eredivisie? No, not yes, from the Eredivisie in the French league. Junior Flemings can't get a game, and not even nowhere near because you have Rafael from Brazil there as well. He can't get a game.
Yeah.
So
So that's why me did I say, boy, I must see
But
fully system how we prep with
but
talent.
but again, as I said, JD, Maggie said it out of his own mouth in an interview. Football out here did not prepare him for professional football. Because when he was down here and he was dominating Manning Cup, he was doing well in the JPL. He said when he went overseas, he saw a different reality. So
He was
just surprised.
dominating glorified PE.
Yeah. So I'm surprised you even asked the question, because every single player has said it.
But that's
When
a
he
bit
reached
different.
over there, I remember one time there was an interview with Fuller when he just went overseas. Fuller said, remember him first day of training, 6 o'clock in the morning. Somebody called him and said, sir, you have training. You make sure you get here. And he must say, when him there at Jamaica, I'm not used to them thing there. So this again just goes back to professionalism. Our sports, other than probably right now, track and field athletes, come I say, track athletes, and something I'm always, but we can't go into that right now. We
Yep.
don't take the preparation of our football as serious as all other nations do it.
Yeah, man. But one second, we want to bring in Issa right after that. And what I want to say now, guys, I never talk, don't whisper, I rate Whisper highly. And that's why I knew Whisper would have dominated the Manning Cup because I applied the same logics. Whisper had overseas experience. So he was always going to be ahead of the other guys in his development. That's why I said this before a Manning Cup ball kicked. Before people even talk about Whisper, I've said this guy is going to dominate the Manning Cup. And I have no qualms about it because clearly he's a talent inside the country and he's one of the best talents. Well, take that same talent and put them in the development that everybody wants in Jamaica. Well, Whisper has the development. So that's what happened when you took one of the best talents in Jamaica and put them outside to soak up like sponge from early. It's called complete domination. And remember, Whisper hasn't spent all of his lifetime overseas and come back here. Imagine if you take him from 13 and make him stay in the academy and bring him over out here now. Imagine how far you would be in his development. Because if they take Whisper now, they're not going to start him in no club. It no matter what the club is, they're going to put him on a plan and then get him up. They will know how to factor what level he's at and then build him from there. And then he's going to come back even super than what you think he is. You're going to see a complete different player. If you see Steven Sejedi now, by the time they do ready to play him in the MLS, you're going to see a different player. They are young, but I'm just trying to say that Jamaica just don't have the development. Every person that go overseas and go into these systems will tell you that the development completely push it to a different level. So when you come here,
Preparation.
all right, look, let me explain something. You go in the Canada game and you see Greg Lee and all of the JPL players them, and you wonder why Greg Lee always a run past the line and everybody can't follow him. Because it's a different fitness level. It's just not the same. You can't play. It in a functional. If a man a train for 7 days to reach a fitness level and you are training for 3 hours, oh, you think you can catch him? Oh, in the world, you think you can catch him? And he has all the metrics to improve himself because he knows exactly where he wants to go. You cannot catch him.
And not only that, Jordy, not only that, the clubs overseas as well, they have a professional environment. So they have the facilities to help the players because when you look out here, each club over there has their own gym. So a player don't necessarily have to pay for going to one gym to go work out. So a player when them go in even before training start, them start work on them fitness, them start work on them strength, start work on their stamina. All of them things they have to come into play. It's the reason why when our players, JD, remember the games and the Caribbean Cup games that we play, teams that won out from about 15 minutes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Every game what you look at for our teams going overseas, it's always fitness problem. It's not they don't have any fitness problem. Our league is just lower. That is the different because when they're playing their teams, their peer, you don't see the fitness problem, but you see what else go Canada to get 6 and they never look like they deserve to be on the same against Pacific FC. Go and check these things out, guys. It's the levels. It's the levels.
Yeah, man, me a pre the game.
It's the levels.
Pacific,
it's the
the
levels.
next round,
Yes.
Pacific got dumped in the next round by the next team. So imagine
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. So you see our levels to the thing, and that's what we are trying to say to people. So guys, sometimes be objective and not think that people hate on people. It's just when you bar your black objectivity from your reasoning, that's the only reason why you would think that people hate people. No, man, we always give you the best advice. JD rates whisper, so anybody who says he's bad-minded to anything, you need to stop. No, but Umzo, I think his father came here and told him that I was the only one talking about whisper when nobody talked about him, so that should have cleared it. And these are things that we spoke about because we have to talk on making him make the right decision. You understand me? You can't make kids make the wrong decision. So these are things that we try to talk on to find the best solution for him. Whisper definitely is a talent, man, and hopefully he can go overseas. But I'm talking about the rest because I've seen Malachi Douglas. I like that kid. I actually like that kid. I actually like that kid. Yeah. I actually like that kid. I think those are little talents that you need to try find some place to get them out of this country, to get them some development. I know some people said, "Oh, you should not get every talent out of the country like West Kingston." No, but you want as much talents to go overseas and soak up the thing and come back. You can't have everybody here till them are 22.
Even my striker boy, they know JD. My striker boy, they for Mannings, you know. A quality striker, you know. Although the team no play around him, especially
that's Bennett Diego. Bennett team name?
No man, the one we name Porter.
Oh, Jamalik Porter, yeah.
Yeah man, a proper baller. We special talent. So it's sad because when I learn from one of them is that the reality is the fitness levels. Even though they might have the same potential as everybody else, the developmental pathway is so different that by the time they meet with them peers at X time in the future, them still the way behind.
Big boss of physics, you know, simply, you know. When I just came here and told people about reaction timing, every man said nothing go so. Even TikTok said nothing go so. You see, it's 1 year later, me or Mr. Speed come on my same show and laugh when him repeat the same statement. You know why? A coach just signed for Jamaica, them pay $1 billion, and him come and say the same thing. The reason why they
probably put that in the presentation. Yes, he probably put that in the presentation, make him higher.
Something that I came here 2 years and I tell people about football, you know, and they never believe me.
No, but JD, the thing is as well, you know, we have already this has been proven already, you know. Let's go back in time a little bit, right? Last year, Mannings Cup season. We were hearing of 3 main players in the Mannings Cup creating waves, right? Duncan McKenzie, Christopher Pearson, and Tariq Zimenez, right? Now, those 3 players were then a part of the under-20 squad where we could see them against their contemporaries around the Concacaf, right? Now, in that set of games, it was clear that even though they kept getting the opportunities, most fans and analysts of the games were calling for all of them to be dropped. And it's not a coincidence, right? The players that seem to be thriving were all developed off the island, which means they were exposed to a faster reaction time football game. So when you take a player that dominates the Mannings Cup
like a Pearson, and you
Mhm.
put him in the midfield against Concacaf opponents who perhaps are used to a quicker reaction time, he's going to look ordinary in that setting.
Yes.
It's not rocket science. It is literally about the speed of play that we are accustomed to here. And when you take them out of that environment, then what looked to be an extraordinary player just looks like one of the rest.
So it does
So,
matter
but
So
about
I
the
have
yeah. So it
does it
what
here?
what
I
yeah
just want to say something
go ahead
as it relates with that.
and then we have to bring in
Right?
Issa as well, because
Um,
we gone overtime, guys, and we don't even predict the next couple matches. So Dougie, make the point fast, and we're bringing Issa fast because we don't know, make me sleep,
yeah,
at
man.
12,
Our
16 in the night.
problem,
Oh,
yeah,
what
man.
what
So
time for you, Dougie?
I'll
What
be
time?
very fast.
Dougie?
Our
What
problem,
time for you, Dougie? Now, what time? What's the time? Where you are?
6:17.
6:17. Okay,
I'm in Jamaica.
okay.
All right. So just going to be fast. So our problem, right, is the development. Um, so overseas, they place importance on a lot of things that we here in Jamaica do, such as the basic nutrition, right? Those are things that you have to keep your body here. You have to keep your body in a certain frame to in order to be a very good footballer, right? You have to focus more on your technical abilities as well. Like you mentioned, reaction time. These are some of the stuff that we don't place great emphasis on in Jamaica. It's just about your pile and salad and man, right?
Well said.
So these are the little things that we need to get better on, and that is why when I see so many academies now coming about, giving our players some international exposure, I commend these type of things, right? And I wish there are more of that going about, where the players are, starting to adopt some of the European principles as it relates to how you treat your body, how you recover from games, etc. Right. So those are some of the things that we're lacking, and I mean, if we can get that right, we can be amongst the best. Because as you guys mentioned, track and field, right? We are we are basically the best in track and field. We have the fastest runners,
Hmm.
right? Because we prepare ourselves, and Jamaicans are very athletic. So once we can get that formula right with football, I think we can
So,
challenge and
so
dominate the
just
future.
add this to your conversation. What we need to do then? Change the culture of how we react towards football. Then, in order to fix that, we need more money inside the country. To direct to
Both.
football. Which both are
But
okay.
it's a mixture of both.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. All right, then we Issa, sorry about that. We're gonna come to your comments and the comment section, guys. Sorry about that, guys. We are 2.5 hours and we don't eat 150 likes. Guys, you don't love the program. You don't love the program, and we are
JD,
giving up. We
Issa is no longer
Issa
Issa is
is
no longer in the
yeah,
lobby.
okay, Issa, sorry about that. Sorry about that, Issa. Look at Issa come to make a point. Let me just go through the comment section fast because we have to make the votes, I wouldn't judge a Jamaican player from being unable to make a European team. US players went through it before. The European have no respect for player from small countries and upcoming countries. Okay. Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Imaxit, we failed Key Kelly from 2001 at PSG, and we should have learned. Well, Maggie, what I want, guys, any one of the old ex-players them look watching, man, please, if we're not there in Europe, just come and tell the youth them now. So Maggie, go back and tell people what going on in Europe, make people the youth them can understand. Someone wanna say, I'm not say it that way, but someone if we keep the information to ourselves, it nah go help the youth them, we need them because the youth them believe in you guys. You understand me? So you have to come and tell them. You get me? So even though Maggie
But
talking about
JD,
it, they need to do it again.
it's not just the players, them, it's the all-round culture because um, youth football in Jamaica, as I mentioned, is only played 3 to 4 months for the year. So it's not just the players then. You can't have youth player. I'm always say
Yeah,
it,
but
people always say me wrong, but
big boss, they all of the other youths and play the competition, so we cannot talk about youth football. Them
no,
whole them play
because
the
that
competition.
that that's the point me I say JD. If a club youth football only playing at the summer and Manning Cup and the Costa Cup play between September to December, that's dependent on how far your school go. So how much months out of the year, JD?
So hold on there. Makwan play for the JPL. So how long the JPL run for? And him a play Manning Cup as well. So
Yeah, but JD,
Mhm.
so you believe that development is actually 17, 18 then. Development is not from 12, 13,
of
14,
of
15,
course,
16.
of course. No, that's why.
So that's the point me I make, JD. That's when they're supposed to be playing more, because that's when they're playing more overseas.
Yeah, but that's why Mr. Speed came here and said to me, no, Mr. Speed came here and I asked him about the rule that they said they instated right before the coronavirus, that all clubs should have a mandated um, academy adjusted to it. And I don't hear them follow up on it like how the coronavirus is kind of behind us now, or at least to some extent. You get me? I don't see them follow up on that. That would solve the problem because now you would have academies having leagues and academy naturally train you
Yeah,
right throughout. But they are not doing it.
yeah,
That's the JFF problem.
yeah. That's my point. We need to be playing more youth football, because people always say, "Oh, track and field and do well," and that's again. I always say it, the reason why one of the reasons why I believe track and field, because from a child is around 13 or 14, 12, 13. Once they're after high school, track season start from school start. And them not doing a competition until all the way until January. So even though the competition don't start until January, they start training from the school year. So they're training for track and field for almost 8 months of the year. Whereas with
Hmm.
football, they're only doing it for 3 to 5 months. Again, depending on how far your school. Because if your school not come out of first round, you only play like 2 months worth of football
Okay.
as a youth player. So that's what me say that need to change.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
JD,
Yeah. Yeah.
JD. Another emphasis that needs to be
Hmm.
adjusted. I think we get tied down a lot when we discuss players from Jamaica. We talk about their talent, right? We talk
Hmm.
about their talent, right?
Hmm.
One thing I think we need to change the conversation is, instead of trying to find or seek out all the talent in Jamaica, find them wherever they are, right?
Hmm.
How about how about we put more emphasis on how are we going to harness and develop this talent? In other words, we put so much emphasis on finding the talent. We should put more emphasis on the people, that once we find the talent, do we have the people to actually develop the talent? Because if we put more emphasis on actually educating the educators of football,
Hmm.
we will reach a lot further. Because if you look at Iceland, Iceland said, we are going to make sure we can have at least 100 coaches that can coach the actual coaches who want to coach. And that's how a small place like that could have the goalkeeper trainer for all goalkeepers in Europe, because they went and said, let's first educate the people that are going to actually be doing the education, and then we will bear the fruit down the road. But Jamaica just want to find the talent and take that talent and don't know how to develop it. That's the problem. We need to focus more on how we're going to develop them,
Yeah,
not
because
just finding them.
yeah, man, but that's what we're explaining, because look, yes, they can find the talent because majority of those people are the people in the position, but they want the talent just to get the money off the talent. They don't want to develop nothing. You get me? That's why I said they have to go towards the planning of saying that okay, the JPL is the main registered league in Jamaica. Make sure it's mandated that all of these clubs has a um, academy tied to it. So that means you already know that they must have 23, 24 youths bringing through. And if you're spending money on a youth, you want to make sure you get your best out of it. We know how Jamaicans stay. We know we are Jamaicans. We know how we stay. So we have to force them to make sure they can spend their money on them in order to get the best out of them. Remember, the problem is now in Jason. Them can get the man at 17 because them have the JPL club them now. And then keep him for 2 years and then say, okay, all right, just now, and now really further him development and then they sell him because that is an extra 200,000 or 150,000 US dollars, if so much. You understand me? So that is their end goal. It's faster to sell them for a little quick buck than to develop them because you're not wasting so much money. You get me? And at the same time, if they are playing for you in the JPL, they are trying to bring back more money for you at the same time. So you are using them back to get more money in the JPL and then sell them after. You get me? So you're not focusing on development, and that is the best way to get it done. But let me get them 2 comments of a TikTok, and then we'll start about the prediction. TikTok said, guys, the example are there. Jamaican youth who leave Jamaica at early age are able to adjust. Yeah, but we said that. We just talk about it again. Stevenson JD is now 18 and ear hole and hasn't left 80, but we had never said he left 80 TikTok, so you're not listening well. We just said we can see all the articles and people want to pay the money for him. Jersey Bennett, they already paid the money for him, and he's 18 now. He was 17 at the time when they did the deal. That's what I'm talking about. So just listen to the conversation, TikTok. All right, yeah, man. So we had overspent our welcome, guys. So let me just go through these games and finish on the final one where we start the program. All right, so please subscribe to the channel, as you know, share, and definitely hit the like button. All right, so anyways, we have Manchester facing Central in the semi-finals of the Dacosta Cup. All right, we want to go around and hear what people have to say here. Manchester versus Central. Oh, who we starting with inside the discard? Let me see. I don't know who is here now. All right, we have
Manchester Central.
Yes, Manchester Central. So, Jason, who you go with?
Manchester and Central, I have to say, I'll go with Manchester on that one.
Manchester.
I'll say that will be a tight game. I'll say 1-0 Manchester.
All right. So we have Doggy. Doggy, who you say on that one? Manchester or Central?
Yeah, I'm inclined to go with that. Either 1-0 or 2-1 Manchester.
All right. So Manchester as well. All right. So we have Diego. Diego, Manchester or Central? Who you going with, Big Boss?
Well, you know, see, Manchester, me I go say. But I mean, but I mean, yeah, on paper and on form still based on the two schools. The edge they know with Manchester, but obviously, again, respect to Central because they did come out of a tough group. So it is going to be a tight game. I agree. It's probably a 1-goal margin too.
All right, all right. Yeah, Diego, you never got a chance to see the Manchester game. It's on the channel, you know. We did show it here, you know. Stats, you know, versus stats, you know. We did show it here.
Yeah, man, I got pre when we get some time.
All right. Then we have Mr. Chevan Rangodan. I don't know why you name yourself Rangodan.
That's my Xbox name, sir. That's my Xbox name, sir.
All right, all right. Rangodan. Big up.
All right. So Manchester. Based on how the game that they played against Stats.
Yeah.
They were, even though Stats won the game,
don't come back with it. Me know why I pick it. Me know why I pick it. Nobody say it. Me know why I said it. But based on the last part. You saw him still, Jason? You saw him still, Jason? He just want to throw it. Me no know, are you a teacher? Me no, Jason?
No.
He just want to throw shades for me about based time how they dominated Stats in the end. I would go
Jason,
with Manchester.
Jason, nothing wrong, Jason. Nothing wrong if I patrol JD every now and then, you know, we can't make him just leave the office, so.
What do you mean, I'm living happy? All right, guys, I would go with Manchester as well. We realize everyone going with the same thing here. So Manchester will be making the final. I guess we have to book it there. Yes, let we go to the chat and then we can just get the final game out. Then we'll go back to the Champions Cup and then we can done our day. Great point.
No, not one Central vote in the chat. Nowhere everybody said Chester.
No, we don't get much vote, guys. You're not voting on the thing or not. I don't know. Great point, caller. School youth them need more playing time. Most of the lands coaches have at least UEFA B as well. Yes, man, but gentless. I think the culture, as what I've said, you know, I said to the man the other day that I think the best thing what we need to do is 5 of our main coaches said that, listen to me, I'm going to spend 2 years outside of the country to get this UEFA A license. And I'm going to do it under the tutelage of JFF then. So JFF will finance all of the 5. You get me? And they should come back here and teach people after that. And people said, "Oh, JFF will not buy that," but that's the only way you're gonna do these things. You have other guys do it independently and then come and cost, and then you have to pay them $1 billion because Paul did his, and then he got money off JFF. A German coach came in, did his, and he got money off it. So why you don't sell it? If you believe in your own so much, why not just spend the money on 5 person? You just have to pay for their housing and give them the power attorney letter, and they signed up for it. You pay the money. Can you mute that person in the background, Big Boss? Oh, okay. It's one of us. Okay. Yeah, so I think we have to structure ourselves to go forward. And I think that's the way to go in order to get the highest education. You have to just go there fast. Get guys in here. Exactly. They see the money when they find a talented player. Yes, man, Mercer King, and those guys, I truly believe that they should have left a while now. Issa is rigged. The Super Cup, they changed the fixture. It's now stats. No, we know, Sean Ellis. You turned up 2.5 hours telling us, and that's what we're debating. Brain Drain, did Butler wins? No, Brain Drain, no. You're too trouble. Manchester will edge Central, and Clarendon will win Mannings. All right. Mr. Blair, you might not win this week, Because he says, you said Manchester will edge Central. Okay, all right. But Martin, we know Chester, you say. Iceland has island and able to build many football grounds close to their neighborhoods and heated artificial turfs. Iceland love football and the government fair enough. All right. So we need to have the attitude first. 2-1 Chester will win. Will be a tight game. I agree. From what I've seen, Chester struggles with finishing. Central has a lot of fight. You can't count them out, but hopefully Chester wins. I'm going with Central. I think they will take a lot of positives from the KC match. Okay, Chester 2-1. Central win on penalties. Big up yourself, Jermaine. Thanks for being here. Butler lose again. Well, this time, Brain Drain, he will be up against the mighty JC. All right, so he's gonna be up against the mighty JC again, Brain Drain, tomorrow. Make sure you don't miss that one. All right, so let me move on to the final game, and then we'll go back to the Champions Cup. So everyone said Manchester for that one, and majority of the persons inside the chat said that. Now we have Clarendon College Mannings. We have seen Mannings lost to Manchester, Clarendon College, and both of the games. No, Manchester and JC, sorry. Both of the games, believe me, Manchester should have given Mannings 8 or 9 love based on the opportunities they got. They were just poor finishers. So they dominated Mannings, but they just won the game 2-1. People said that they had used players rotate their squad and all sort of story. All right. Well, the following game never worked for them. So they wasted their substitutions that they tried to use, or they wasted their rest because they got embarrassed by JC. So let me know in the comment section who you're going with, and people on the panel who you're going with.
You can say from now. The concern for Mannings. I am concerned. Right? I feel like they might just get worse embarrassment if they don't really turn up and give an account of themselves. Can be another 4 again, because a KC we are talking about who is better, in my opinion, than what
no man, a Clarendon College play, man. Sorry, Clarendon College.
Right.
Clarendon College. Yeah.
That's why I'm concerned that we just mix up the abbreviations. CC them a play.
CC, all right. CC,
right.
All right.
So I'm really concerned for them. That's the point of me I make. So is either a 4-0 if they not turn up. I mean, no, they can play better than what results I say. I know it, but it's like me concerned for them. Maybe this is another 4-goal margin type of game, if not 5, because we don't understand what happened to Mannings.
But I want the man not partially. So let we hear Big Boss, cause maybe Big Boss kind of support Mannings, Doggy. What say you? Then we bring in Jason right after. Doggy, Mannings.
Well, I mean, just as how I think JC is a cut above the rest with Manning Cup, I think CC is a cut above the rest with
All
Acosta
right,
Cup
so
as well.
CC again, Jesus.
So I think it's gonna be either 3-1 or 4-1.
Okay, so every two persons talked already and they said it's beat down. And the whole of the chat a beat down, them I say. All right. All right, all right. All right. So let me go with Jason. Jason, CC, Mannings. And then
CC Mannings, I think probably the only hope is if Mr. Hyde decides that the game on Saturday for the Champions Cup semi-final, he might want to rotate. But with it being the semi-finals, I doubt he'll be doing that. So I don't really see a way out for Mannings. I think I just think CC is as Dougie said a cut above, and they will just prove it again on Wednesday. I think it will probably be a 3-0 scoreline for CC.
all right, so another beat down, Chevon. Are you going to go for
Clarendon
Mannings?
College.
Chevon said Clarendon College. He's not going to even give the score. So I went for CC.
Shavan, one college, and them say a CC, Shavan. Not true?
Don't start. Don't start. Don't start. Don't start.
Jason, why you stay so, Jason?
Jason,
Yo,
Jason, please.
JD, you know the reason why my beef so?
Yeah, I
All the
know about
reasons that
Arsenal
depend on
because
my team.
Arsenal. We know because Arsenal.
All the
Please
only
don't.
reason
Please
why.
let we can because Jason got
Yo,
the cheat.
boy, we
Me
are
a try.
talking about this
Jason, please,
schoolboy football. Oh, Arsenal come here.
Jason, please, God, please, God. Let me finish the stream. Yeah, beg you. Don't come out of character, big boss. Please. Clarendon, we beat Kingston. Yes, you won a game. And definitely your team is the best team. That is true. Alian, Blair said Forever Blue. Manning's proving to be not so good. CC all the way. Gently says CC 3-1. We can't afford to send coaching instructor for UFA license. But they are sending them to do the best affordable license offered by Concacaf. Okay. All right, Milton says 4-0 CC. Richard Stewart, big of yourself. Not long time no see. I heard that JC is the Caribbean All-Star team. Well, we are gonna find out very soon. Shane Billings says 5. CC I put past Mannings 1 for Mannings. Is there xenophobia in SBF? Brinjin, I don't know. Brinjin, I don't know. All right.
That boy, me just say only one person could answer question then.
Oh my, a one done and a Clarendon. Mannings, I'm getting 4 from CC. Uncle Ide wants to win Champions Cup. All country teams will want to show themselves. We know this. All right, top of the table. All right, we're not talking about Arsenal. So, anyways, guys, this is our final predictor. So, see, we have it here now. So, for the semi-finals, we're going to be having Saint Andrew Technical. It has been rearranged. Saint Andrew Technical. This will be the first game, and it's at 4 p.m. Very late. All right, 4 p.m. At the National Stadium. So this is big, So I guess they loved the crowd the last time. So at the National Stadium, both games, one will start at 4 p.m. and one will start at 6:15. All right. So the first one, JC versus Saint Andrew Technical. Let me see what people says here now. So JC versus Saint Andrew Technical. I mean, now if I ask Dougie, Dougie, I say stats I get it, So Dougie, let me start with you. Dougie, what say JC versus stats?
It's gonna finish 2-0, Jason.
Okay, so JC. All right. All right, JCCC finals. All right, let me put the comment right here. Then we have Diego. Let me see if what you said JC versus stats now.
tricky, because y'all dependent on how the Manning Cup. I know them. If me, I saw go right, them are playing a Manning Cup first,
Yes, I'm gonna play KC in a Manning Cup, then come back to play JC after.
and then come back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the first time these two teams they meet, I tell you, say Stats they really play some ball. So
Yes, yes.
I don't know if they will get some confidence out of that, but maybe JC are gonna say, listen, we can't let this repeat itself. I go probably edge and give JC in this case,
Okay,
but not by a more.
boy, I me up there have a sword. You're gonna say stats, but why tell us that? Siobhan, you want to talk and then we're bringing Jason? Siobhan, what's your name, Siobhan?
The Jamaica College.
Okay, so Jamaica College. All right, you want to give us a score, sir?
Hey, don't leave out the, please.
Okay, the Jamaica
No
College. Okay,
disrespect.
thank you very much, sir. So what's the score line, sir? What's the score line?
It no matter. I could have 6-5. I could have 7-6.
All right, all right.
The Jamaica.
All right, boss. So Jason, what's your
Great, thanks.
Jason, you going ahead, sir?
Yeah. So JC stats. All right. So look, I want to think that stats going to actually get one victory in these competition semifinals here. So I will say on this day they will knock off JC. I'll say 2-1 stats.
All right, that is surprising. All right, wow. All right, so guys, remember, we have our weekly competition where in which you predict all the scores right, you put it together, and make sure you take off, you subscribe here, and you subscribe on the Instagram. You look in the description, you're going to see the Instagram. You just follow us on Instagram. So those are two things. Follow the both sides, predict all the games, and just take a screenshot. And if you're the first one, get all the answers right, you just put it in, mail it in on his Instagram, we validate it, and then you get your credit. The credit can range from 1,500 Jamaican. So credit any company you're using, we will do so. The first one went out and Blair won it. So Blair looking like he wants to take away all the money because Blair out here in the Jason, Blair put out all of him numbers them. Blair the first one in every category. So Blair look like him and take. No, we have to limit the winners. Blair can't be
Blair
winning
look like
all
he
of the
run
money.
through credit already and wants some more.
Yeah, man, Blair can't win all of the money, guys. And remember, for the finals, we might go up to 4,500 credit because we had a subscriber said he's gonna add 3,000 on it. So for that game, it might just be 5,000. But we have to make sure you get the right score, and we have to make sure you guys go. Yeah, we have to put up a lot. If we are giving away 5,000 credit, you have to do a lot of things. We're not going to just make a predict one single game. We cannot do that. All right, you can't just win all of the money so easy. All right. So Jason says stats. All right. So Blair said JC and CC finals. JC 2-0. Umzo said 2-0 JC in the first half. 5-0 final score. Yeah, I can't stand Umzo. I must JC for stats 3. JC 1. Thank you, Martin. JC 1 stats. JC 2 stats 1. See you Billings. Yeah, man. So that's that one. All right. So guys, remember, what you can do. I will still allow no, you have to vote inside the screen. That's why we put subscriber only, because we want to make sure you subscribe so the only subscribers can actually get the money. So if you miss the streams, you cannot pick it up. We might continue in game as well, because remember, we have to take the information. So if you don't get it, in this video. We will tomorrow we will be doing it on Saturday or Friday, whenever I think it's Friday. On Friday.
But JD, this round will be for people that correctly do all 6 matches. Is that correct?
Yes, all 6 matches. You can't just get the 4 like before. 6 matches.
So people in the chat, it would be smart to do a comment with your 6 teams
with all the
lineup
6 teams,
so that we can
your winners.
Yes.
And then you can take a screenshot, because we want it easy. So just put in, once you want to enter, you subscribe here, subscribe to the Instagram, and just put your 6 teams them. And once you win, you just send it in. We'll validate that you were the first one did it, and you get your credit instant. You just send a number, just like Blair, you get your credit, and we just post it. We're not gonna post the information, but we just post that we pay you. All right, so you know that because we have to keep our transparency up here, so that's why we have to do it like that. All right, hope you do understand. Jamaica need to step up the pace and how we play. We play too slow, reaction too slow, and late to take long to pass our football. Okay, CC, you cannot enter this competition. So hope you just a vote because you're just a CC man. All right, you're not gonna win no more credit. You're a panelist. JC2, CC, I vote. You know, so I vote CC out. I vote Jason. I try win more
Yeah,
credit. You know?
because him come and tell propaganda said this card no work at Jamaica when Shavan they at Jamaica use this card. So I don't understand.
Him, him,
What?
ter- him terrible. So guys, you have some con artist panelists, you know. Them a discard and I tell lie and I change their name to come and
So
win the credit every week. We're not gonna we have to get ID from some of them money because some of them money are robber, you know. No, if you're a panelist, you cannot win. If you're a YouTuber, you cannot win. You cannot do that to the people. Let the people them get the credit. They are supporting the channel, so let the people them get it. Not CC. Stats 2, JC nil. Thank you, TG. Massive respect. We warm up to lazy and slow. All right, that's Marcus. All right, so winners KC JC Manning Cup, CC Manchester Doncaster Cup, JCCC Champions Cup. All right, so do it like that, guys. We are gonna go 15 more minutes to take as much vote, and for the next stream, which is in the game before the game starts, before the first game starts, we are gonna close off. All right, so we cannot continue in the other games. All right. Or we can continue. You want to go straight up to no, you cannot continue. Before the first game we cannot continue. So that's where votings will lock off because that simply means if one game finished, you would have already gotten one score. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to continue after the next one. So the voting stops and the first game, which is the JC game, before the JC games kicks off, that's when voting stops. Period. We're going to find a way easier to work it, but at this point, it's supposed to be easy enough. I think that's understandable. Jason, it sounds okay, don't? Shavan,
yeah, man, that
yeah,
make
okay,
perfect. That make
all right.
perfect sense because you can't have the votes coming in after two of the games play. So yes, you want to get your votes in before the match kick off. The first semi-final tomorrow kick off.
And if you miss this round again, guys, we're going to have a next round because this is the second one. So after this finishes, we're going to jumble up a next set of Manning Cup games and schoolboy games, and then do the giveaway again. So you don't have to worry. You just make sure you come in the streams and you subscribe both here and the Instagram and get it done. You get me? The Instagram is in the description, so it's not hard. Then we have good God target says stats 4. No, JC4 stats 1. I see stats scoring first, then JC will raise their game and finish stats. All right. Chevy, we talked about that for 1 hour. So just move back to the video at the start of the video for 1 hour. We had a discussion, and then we had Doggy came in and give his take, and we chopped up that for 1 hour. All right. So make sure you just go back there. 1 hour. It was the longest part of the conversation there. All right. So Jason, yes. So we have actually reached the end, but I don't know if everyone have their final points, because remember we have other streams to come in, guys, so we're not gonna burn you out too much. Want you always to come back and we have the reasons and stuff. All right, Chevy, massive respect for the subscription. So give your final point, Jason, and we'll go to Diego and then Doggy, because Doggy came in and him definitely had something to the conversation. Respect and thanks for coming in. Yes, so we want to hear Shavan. Maybe he's playing game as he always does.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so look, my final take, right? I just want to just give a final take on the whole fixture change situation, right? So I think one of the things that we have to get past as a Jamaican people and a culture is this mentality that because I hear this too many times, Jamaicans stay. We need to stop using that as a crutch when it comes on to having standards for things, right?
Mhm.
So, regardless of whether the coach is weren't looking at the Champions Cup because they have Manning Cup and the Costa Cup to play. Regardless of whatever you think the coach mentality is going into these games, at the end of the day, it's all about having a standard for things. If you guys show one thing on a TV screen, let everybody in the world believe that that's how it's going to go. And then later down in the week, we hear that that's not how it's going to go. That is an issue for me. And I don't think we should downplay it because we don't think it will affect anyone. That's not the point. The point is, let's just have a standard that is respectable. And we need to hold ourselves more accountable and stop just letting everything slide and say, boy, it's just Jamaica and how it go. There's no reason why it has to go so. It don't have to go so. So, that's all I will say. We just need to raise our standards.
Powerful speech, Jason. But some a fool. Me not do the final game and nobody remind me that we not do KCCC. Sorry about that, big boss. But that's a powerful statement. No worries. We're going to clip out that statement alone because a powerful statement they give. So let me start with you then. Sorry about that, guys. The final prediction is KCCC bracket. So Jason, start, big boss. Sorry about that, big boss.
KCCC. Well, look, in terms of just you'd say like the blockbuster matchup. I'm sure people will put this as a blockbuster matchup. You're talking about the player that everyone is interested in schoolboy football, Whisper, versus I would say most people are saying is the best team in schoolboy football, which is Clarendon College. So look, I think this is a dream matchup for the fans, and I'm just happy that it came. Regardless of how we got there. But as far as predicting this game, I'm gonna say I would give the slight edge to Clarendon College. But I think it's gonna be really close. I think that the game will come down to the wire, and I wouldn't be surprised if it went to penalties. But I'm gonna say CC wins the game in regular time. But I think it will be a 3-2 scoreline.
All right, 3-2 score line. All right. So then we have Doggy. What say you on this big one? Because no, you said JC, but you already kind of know you're gonna go CC way still because you said JC are the biggest thing of Manning Cup and CC are the biggest thing of ESA. So me no know. What you say, big boss?
Yeah, I mean, you're banging the money, because at the end of the day, it all depends on what Whisper show up, right? I mean, if he he always says that he's not going 100%. So if he finally goes 100%, it might trouble CC back around and make a difference in the game. But I just think CC has a more all-rounded team, right? And at the end of the day, I don't think they're a team that will let basically one or two man beat them. Right? So
Okay.
in that regards, I'm gonna say CC will edge him to give them the edge. Maybe a 2-1 or a 2-2.
All right. Yeah. All right. So Diego, what say you on the CC style?
Again, CC's system is so organized and planned and deliberate. I'm not gonna say a 1 goal margin. This made us end up like a 3-1
Okay.
in favor of CC.
Okay.
CC, me know say Kingston College is a traditional school and they have the most talented schoolboy footballer, but when it comes to playing a system and playing high level football, CC to me is quite a few notches above KC. I mean, I say KC man, I go tear out them here and them here that. But I think this will go in with a 2 goal margin at least. I think this is going penalties.
Okay, all right. Guys, we have dropped the Discord. So if you want to join the conversation in the future, maybe not now, but in the future, you can just follow us on the Discord. That's where we post most of our information. Aside with Instagram and everything, it's just the next way to get to us. So you can always join there, so you can join the respective conversation that we're having. We do international football, we do local football, we do Reggae Boys football, we do or Caribbean football. So that's why it's good for you to subscribe here, because you're not getting it from just say a Jamaican perspective. You're getting it from a more worldwide perspective. and we are trying to track everyone. So it's always good for you to subscribe to all of the mediums so we can actually share information and clear up a lot of points. All right, guys, we have a few more minutes. Let me see if we can reach the 200 likes. Now, I don't know if it's possible because we are at what, 160 now. So if we can get 40 more likes on the video, that would be definitely good to pass the 200. All right, thanks very much. Yes, so we're bringing Siobhan. Siobhan, give your take on the CC matter so we can just go through it.
Clarendon College.
All right.
Clarendon College is going to be too strong for Kingston College.
All right. So let me go to the chat now. Boy, this man said them short. Thank you, Sir Shaban. You're answering very well. I guess you're enjoying the game. Games Bird said 2-1 stats. Saka scored today, so I guess Leon is not better. Question that's coming from Brain Drain. So Brain Drain, I never had a conversation with you about Leon Bailey and Saka, so I don't know where you're getting. It's like you just bring your problems to every channel. You have a fight with but I don't know. I'm not going to get into a Leon Bailey conversation in Jamaica. It's not going to work because I can't take the backlash. Okay, you can't talk reality, none at all, because Leon Bailey and everybody love him, so you can't talk. All right, so I prefer not to speak. All right, Battle of the Sea, Whisper Ago Revenge, Mona, Laugh Out Loud. Okay, all right, KC, CC. So if he wasn't going 100%, what percentage was he going on? Was he playing on? I don't know,
I don't know. That's his interview.
I think you need to ask him. Speaking facts, bro. All right. Marco says CC2, KC none. My God. CC4, KC2. CC has a stronger defense line. Now you're gonna make the KC man them in them feelings. No, Chevron. I think I think KC persons are logical, Yes, so they could understand.
KC logical. KC and logical can I see?
But you're a JC man. You should not be speaking when these situation coming up. All right, just leave.
KC man and logical can I see him statement? JD, come on.
Guys, just shy away from Shaban's utterance. All right, he's just a biased JC fan. CC 2, KC 1, Marcus, and then Shane Billings said, I am Fortis, but this one rough. I will be in the full purple cheering. However, I think it will be CC 2, KC 1. My hope for KC is that Whisper, i.e., the best player, can make the difference. All right, good. Then you have big up yourself, Lee Youngman. Thanks for being here. And then Game Bird says 4-0. All right, so we have finished our prediction now. Sorry about that. We are gonna let everyone give their final point, and then we are out of here. We have given you guys 3 hours, and you're repeated us back with your likes. And your subscription. We really and truly respect that. All right. Yes, and we won't take it for granted. We will try and give you some of the best possible organized contents you can actually find, and we will definitely research the games. All right. Yes, we are not gonna come here and don't talk about things that we don't know. Yes, we will always try to watch. So let me make Dougie says his final point so we can get the shut off, and then we can get Diego's point as well.
Well, I don't really have any final points as it relates to the game, but I just want to say, just keep up the good work that you're doing. All right. The content is very good, and you have made persons be aware. There are a lot of information that has been shared today that I'm sure the audience will be appreciative of. So keep up the good work, man.
All right, respect, big boss. All right, so we have Diego. My brother Diego, how you doing, man? Even though you sell me out and say stats are gonna get mashed up, but me still respect and love him, my brother. What say you?
No, and just continue with the content, Sort of a unique approach to things, and we like the objectivity and keep the information. It's about educating, because me learned some things today. So, good stuff. And we also did where a previous caller did talk about we mentality, in terms of the whole ISA JFF thing. We did all always say that we mustn't believe say the first assumption is not to always think conspiracy. It can be a genuine mistake, or it can be We have to start even think about looking at things other ways.
Okay, all right. And then we have Mr. Chevan. Chevan, you have any final point or you're playing a game? Prefer you're playing a
I
game.
play a game, but I still can't give my point,
Oh,
man.
yeah, I know, but you never forget a point in you could have just play a game, you know? we are okay
My
with
final point is really just it's an informative session today. Wanted to talk about the World Cup, but you shut me down.
Yes, we have a different
Um,
complete channel for that. And
yeah,
yes, you should be present in order to talk about what you want.
yeah. All right, sir. But all right, we are still. It was informative. The information pertaining to the change. If you hadn't brought it up, I don't think a lot of persons would have really have known because it's not something that was really broadcast. So we have to say these shows are really important and they are informative. So we have to appreciate them. There was a very good discussion. We were able to get some information. We were able to express our opinions as well in a respectful manner. And I hope we can continue this every day. And yeah, go JST. Yeah, all this greatest school from Godland.
All right, guys, you saw that World Cup 2022, and you see the big Belgian flag. So I will be repping Belgium on the Imaxit channel. So make sure to join me over there, where we try to chop up the World Cup. You know, I've done a lot of streams and a lot of World Cups, so that's all we know about the players. Them. If we never had any chance to see the players, we can't come here talking about the players. So it's always an informative platform. Obviously, we grew over time. Yes, so obviously at first, man's never know how to really communicate with people because I've left Jamaica a long time, so it's hard for me to get on with people. But definitely, you guys brought me back down into the culture, so I am much more understandable now than before. Believe me. So thanks very much for you guys' support, and definitely the panel definitely brought something different today. You know, obviously, we have to ban this JC man and his game playing and let him show respect, but we are going to teach him a lesson one day, but we will deal with
But
that separate. No,
but I
we
am
never said
respectful.
you should you see it, you so you love answer, you never listen to what I've said. I've complained about your game 3 times and you keep on talking about everything that I've not said. You see it?
Which my game? What JD my game now?
Stop, people are watch. Stop shouting. Oh my God, you are so
JD,
unprofessional. We have to
no,
fire him. We have
hold
to
on,
fire
JD.
him.
Hold on,
Jason,
JD.
write up in the release paper. We're gonna sign somebody else. One CC, keep whisper from touching the ball
You
in the
know what?
box.
You know what?
It all will be fine. Where are you going? You're not going nowhere.
I am going to call Piers Morgan and give an interview about this organization. Just wait and see.
Well,
All
so
right.
we now upgrade the kitchen for years and
And more.
All right, so Duckland, Father Duckland, thanks very much, man. Keep on doing the great work with the family. Me see, you see my Instagram, and it's just because I'm old, me not really use the platform then, but we're there here and doing the thing, you know? Yeah, man. So, guys, thanks yet again for another great one. We are going to be leaving you guys. Make sure you stay safe because it's very much important. So, peace out and see you in the next one, yeah?